Welcome to Full Count Rhythm Baseball on the Full Count Broadcast Network. Presented by Full Count Ministries and Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. Now let's head into the ballpark for tonight's game.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to opening day in Fulton, Kentucky for the Full Count Rhythm, who are taking on the Railroaders of Fulton here in the Twin Cities, as they call it. South Fulton in Tennessee, and Fulton is in Kentucky. This is Tim Reese on the Full Count Broadcast Network, hoping we're getting out here in Fulton, Kentucky. We are on YouTube and Facebook. Have to do a little check here and I hear me on my iPad as we are about 13 minutes away from the official start time. Umpires meeting with both head coaches. Here, Josh Carman, who is the head coach and general manager for the Full Count Rhythm and first year head coach for the Roaders, former player in the Ohio Valley League, J.D. Willis is the head coach. Their general manager is former Roaders player Charles Forbett. And J.D. Willis is assisted by Jake Vitale, an assistant coach, also a former Railroader. Josh Carman assisted by second-year pitching coach Jimmy Gamboa. Carson Howard and Jonah Smithson, also assistant coaches, former players for the Rhythm. Jonah Smithson still a player in college. Carson Howard from Pack Road, Alabama, has finished at University of North Alabama. As I see, the Heralds have shown up here, as Logan Harrell will get the start on the mound. So they are here in person in Fulton on a beautiful Saturday night. It is good to be back in the Ohio Valley League, folks. The Full Count Rhythm were in the OVL for the first 3 years. Felt the call to move over to the Prospect League, but that lasted 1 year, and got the opportunity to get back into the Ohio Valley League to make this a 6-team league, which is a lot easier to put a schedule together. Talked to Commissioner Will Cox, who's in the house here at Low House Field, as he is I'm not sure if he's the president of the Madisonville Miners, but I know he's involved with that franchise, and they are on the road today. So he is visiting here in Fulton to bring a new banner that will be put out on the outfield wall, I believe, here at Low House Field. And then he's going to take one, I believe, to Paducah as well. The Chiefs are hosting the Madisonville Miners. Henderson Flash, last year's champion, hosting the Hoptown Hoppers. And as every team playing tonight and opening night. Of course, Full Count Rhythm will be at home for the home opener tomorrow to take on the Henderson Flash, which is the last game that Full Count played in the Ohio Valley League. Was a championship game in Henderson back 2 years ago. So my man Zach Williams listening in on the broadcast, the father of a new baby girl, Zipporah Williams, back there with Maddox and Zippy Doodah. Sometimes we like to call her Ken. That's an inside joke. The public address announcer is announcing all of the players for Full Count Rhythm, and then he will do the same for the Roaders squad. And I'll be a little bit handcuffed here tonight as I don't have a numeric roster for the Roaders, so I'll have to put that together when I get back. They graciously gave me a program to use, but the problem is it doesn't have numbers. I had to write all those in right before we started tonight, but this is the Rotors' unusual field here, folks. It is kind of like a football field from the first base dugout out to the left field wall, 350-ish down the left field line, and then it flares out just a little bit all the way to 370, which is not dead center, just a little off to the left. But then it starts shortening as it comes to the right field line. It's 270 in the right center field line and 225 down the right field line. And the public safety building here in Fulton, Kentucky is right on the other side of the fence that's probably about 60 feet high that will guard, and some balls will get off of that, but there'll be some balls that get off or over that fence as well. Last year, 2 of the 3 home run leaders in the league were from right here in Fulton. As a matter of fact, general manager Charlie Furbett is one of them. I'll try to have some of the information from last year's leaders, and we'll try to mix that in if I can find my sheets here. It's early, so it takes a little bit to figure out where I've put everything. We have some wonderful sponsors back again this year for Full Count Rhythm Baseball. And we have a whole new crop other than 4 players that are back from last year's squad or even previous year's squad. Let's get to the, go ahead. I don't have my aux cord, so I can't actually hear the commercials. So I'm just going to tell you this is the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate starting lineups. First for the visitors, that's the Full Count Rhythm leading off, playing shortstop, Logan Kroc. Lou Delicio is in center field batting second. Jake Merrick at third, batting third. John Paul Head, the cleanup hitter, playing right field. Jackson Cothran, the graybeard of the Full Count Rhythm squad, is behind the plate, batting fifth. Blake Carter at first base, bat sixth. Trey Simmons is the DH. He'll bat seventh. Elijah Stockton will play second base and hit eighth. The number 9 hitter is Nolan Sargent. He'll play left field, and on the mound for the Rhythm, Logan Harrell. He is a second-year player, but he has been with the Rhythm. Actually, he's been with Full Count probably about all his life. Logan, 6'3", 205-pound rising junior at Trevecca. He's from Hendersonville, Tennessee. Played his high school baseball at Good Pasture Christian School. The son of Mike and Amy Harrell. Big brother to Kaylee. Grandson of Pawpaw in Hendersonville, Grandpa and Grandma also in Hendersonville. And he will be on the mound as we are about set for our national anthem, I think. We will get the Rotors lineup here following this timeout. Of course, we will not be able to carry the national anthem on the broadcast because YouTube and Facebook are not patriotic. No, that's not it. They just do not want to hear the music. So they think we're going to make money off of it. So we will take a break and be right back with the start of the game and the rest of the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate starting lineups.
Escape to a taste of the tropics with Frosted Luau, Hendersonville's favorite soft-serve ice cream truck. Indulge in our creamy delights with options for everyone, including dairy-free and vegan treats. Planning a corporate event or a birthday bash? Let Frosted Luau cater to your sweet cravings. Visit frostedluau.com, follow us on Instagram at Frosted Luau, or call 615-422-6133 to book your luau today. Frosted Luau, where every cup is a vacation.
Think about something for a moment. Every single business, from the smallest neighborhood bakery to the biggest multinational corporation, is someone's dream come true. The byproduct of planning and determination and hard work. If you own a business, you already know that. So you'll also understand that fire and security protection isn't just about protecting property. It's about safeguarding dreams. At Corson, That's what we've specialized in since 1946. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
And a live performance of the national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, as our now former public address announcer, Mark McDaniel. He might be listening into the broadcast tonight. Vicki Maloney is. She's a super fan. Checked in on the YouTube chat. Vicki is back and glad to have the rhythm. Of course, Zach Williams, the play-by-play broadcaster for the rhythm for the first 4 years. And some announcements being made here on the field. Appreciate Vicki and Zach checking in on the broadcast. Of course, my wife texts me and says there's no sound. Honey, I hope there's some sound. Zach Williams says there is. So let's get to the starting lineups for the Rotors as well. Leading off, playing second base, is Owen Phillips. Batting second, playing center field, Elijah Nickel. Batting third, the DH, Chris Henson. A.J. Armstrong. Batting cleanup, playing third base. Jacob Lott in left field, batting fifth. Batting sixth is Trevor Sotzman, and he's playing first base. Shane Carnes behind the plate, batting seventh. David Golden will play shortstop and bat eighth. Batting ninth is Matthew Reinhardt, as we are praying right now. I'll take a quick break.
Escape to a taste of the tropics with Frosted Luau, Hendersonville's favorite soft serve ice cream truck. Indulge in our creamy delights with options for everyone, including dairy-free and vegan treats. Planning a corporate event or a birthday bash? Let Frosted Luau cater to your sweet cravings. Visit frostedluau.com, follow us on Instagram at Frosted Luau, or call 615-422-6133 to book your luau today. Frosted Luau, where every cup is a vacation.
Think about something for a moment. Every single business, from the smallest neighborhood bakery to the biggest multinational corporation, is someone's dream come true. The byproduct of planning and determination and hard work. If you own a business, you already know that. So you'll also understand that fire and security protection isn't just about protecting property. It's about safeguarding dreams. At Corson, that's what we've specialized in since 1946. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the
All right, we're back. They threw me off. I didn't know we were praying here at Fulton. Happy to hear it. We're a praying group ourselves. Let me finish up the starting lineup. Trevor Sotzman, the first baseman, batting sixth. Shane Carnes behind the plate, batting seventh. David Golden, the shortstop, batting eighth, and batting ninth, Matthew Reinhardt, playing right field and on the mound for the Rotors, number 22, Hayes Melville. So we are witnessing a throwing out of the first pitch. Let's get you a little bit of a close-up there. We do have a 2-camera system going tonight. See if I can find Hayes Melville. There he is. He's a right-hander from the University of Texas at Arlington, a freshman, 5'11", 195, from Southlake, Texas. Daniel and Sonia are his parents. Our umpires are taking the field, and we are about set for baseball. It's a little past 6:30. Zach Williams calling it from the house, just a bit outside, he says. So I assume that we are still getting out. Not sure where my wife was watching from, but hopefully she's listening in and getting out at least to the house there in Hendersonville. Hayes Melville will take the field to deliver the first pitch of the season here at Fulton, Kentucky. As I said, games being played at Paducah and Henderson. So all games tonight in the Ohio Valley League being played in Kentucky. Full Count Rhythm, the only non-Kentucky team, of course, located in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Trying to find there we go. Try to pull this up on Facebook as well. See if I can get some of the comments there. Jay Myers listening in on Facebook and commenting. Let's go, Rhythm Boys. Trish Howard down there in Pack Road, Alabama. She's listening in. Bridget Delizio. You're going to have to help me now, Bridget. I think I heard Lou say Delizio, but I don't know if it's more of a Z or more of an S. So I want to say it right, but you'll have to help me with if it's more of an S or more of a Z. You can let me know right there on Facebook, and I'll see if I can see it. Vicky Maloney listening in, as is Grant Edwards. He can listen. He can hear us all the way in. That's almost a White House is where Grant is, up there. Up in the big house. The Edwards, huge supporters. That's Edwards part of that. He got into that big family right there. That's the Brown, Chamberlain, Edwards, Hudson. Gosh, there's a few more in there, I know, but everybody wants to go to that family reunion. I've never been invited. The Perrells are in the house. All right, as we are about set for game time here. Left-handed hitting Logan Kroc steps in from Butler University, Fishers, Indiana. He takes ball one high, and we are underway at 6:34 Central Time. Game time temperature, 77 degrees. Brought to you by Absolute Wellness tonight. Corey Crowley and Anthony Ramos over there at Absolute Wellness. So they came by. Anthony Ramos, I believe, came by and gave a little chat to the players yesterday as count goes 3 balls and no strikes. Robbie and Kerry Vaught listening in Virginia. The 3-0 pitch to Kroc, who says he's right on the edge of, I believe it's Noblesville and Fishers. And he takes a hack at the 3-1 pitch and fouls it off. That's a AAA autoglass. Foul ball. Isn't that right? My man, little Eli. And we have our first Full Count Ministries full count of the year to Logan Kroc, the left-handed hitting shortstop. Melville winds and delivers. It is high, ball 4. And Kroc, the first base runner of the year, reaches via the walk. Logan, 5'8", 160-pound switch hitter. Lawrence North High School met his mom and dad, Rich and Dawn Kroc, the other day at the meet and greet. You got sisters Maddie and Hadley, Grandma D in Marion County, Indiana, Papa and Mama in Beech Grove, Indiana. As Lou Delicio stands in, he takes the first pitch for a called strike. Let's get the runner on first base, and ball 1. One-man band here and on away games. So I'm running the computer. balls and strikes. The stretch. The runner takes off. Pitch is outside and down to second base. That's a better shot. Goes Kroc as he steals the bag. And the ball. Let me get that. The count is 1-1. You guys can let me know when I screw up. It's regular. Get that run off for first base. There's a runner at second and a 1-1 count to Delizio from University of Alabama, Birmingham, as he fouls that one off to the right side, wearing the number 20. Another AAA autoglass foul ball. From Red Bank, New Jersey, son of Lou and Bridget. We talked about Bridget here earlier on the Facebook feed. Siblings Ella and Max. He's got a Poppy and a Dee Dee and a Poppy and a Grandma. He didn't tell me where they were located. Chopper to the right side and out of the glove, but recovering is Melville, and he'll side toss to first base. So a swinging bunt moves Kroc to third, and there's the first out of the ball game. 1-3 if you're scoring it at home, and if you are, I need to know about it. Let me know on either Facebook or YouTube. Jake Merrick steps in. Jake also from UAB, 5'11", 200-pound rising sophomore. He's three-time champion at Farragut High School. That's over Knoxville way as the first pitch misses outside. He is from Knoxville. He's a business major at the University of Alabama, Birmingham, the son of Jim and Angie Merrick, grandson of Grandpa in Naperville, Grandma in Hastings, Michigan, Pappy and Mimi in Rockwood, Tennessee. I believe Rockwood's over there by Harriman, not too far from Roane State. We could be wrong. Zach Williams, he's scoring at home. That's a big lie. He's a jokester. That's a line drive into center field, and that's down. First hit of the year for the full count rhythm belongs to Jake Merrick. He also gets the first Framework Athletics first run of the game driven in on a single. And the Rhythm take the 1-0 lead. Jake Merrick, the third baseman. Singles to center. Logan Kroc, the answer to the trivia question, who scored the first run of the 2025 season? Logan Kroc would be the answer. Looking at a first pitch ball is John Paul Head, the third of the UAB boys. 3 in a row. John Paul Head, 6'1", 215-pound rising sophomore from Vestavia Hills, takes a called strike. Counting major and the son of Paul and Leanne Head. Leanne is sister Pop and BB in Hoover, Alabama. Also Papa and Yee Yee. All in the dirt. Nice stop there by Shane Carnes behind the plate. And Melville having a little trouble with the strike zone. John Paul Head staying in the host home of Mike and Andrea Kelly. His mentor this year is Chris Williard of the Hendersonville Firefighters Association. 2-1 pitch just misses outside as looks like the scoreboard out in left center field is not really working. So I'm going to have to rely on me, which is tough. 3-1 pitch is just outside, and that's ball 4. Runners now at first and second walk of the inning. Brings up Jackson Cothran. I ought to have his bio memorized by now. Josh and Charlie are his parents. Have I got that? Easton, Weston, Jacob, and Savannah. Those are his brothers and sisters. I didn't get that out up there. Let's get the out. 1 out, 2 on. The fifth batter of the inning stands in. Left-handed hitting Jackson Cothran. Led the team in hitting last year. Swings and misses at a breaking pitch. Played in 45 games a year ago for full count. Started 41 of them. 47 hits led the club. .322 average. led the club. He's from Ohio University, where he's played the last 2 years. And the pitch comes in, and he fouls that one off to the left side. That'll get into the trees, off to the left where the railroad tracks are, but I don't think a train runs by there anymore, so we don't have to worry about calling Dylan Doris up at AAA Auto Glass to fix the train window. Watch out for the caboose, which reminds me today would be my father's 100th birthday, and he worked on the railroad for 36 years. 0-2 pitch is high. Ball one. 100 years ago, Milton Henry Reese was born in Cincinnati, Ohio, I believe. Need to check the birth certificate that my twin brother has, and he sent it to all 5 of his siblings, including me, to show that today would have been his 100th birthday. Cawthron, who has a good eye, takes another breaking pitch outside. I've got a 2-ball, 2-strike count on my scoreboard. Chris Williard's listening in on Facebook. Melville looks back at second, and that's where Jake Merrick is leading off and delivers. That pitch is high and away. And we'll have another Full Count Ministries full count. Logan Kroc led off with a walk, stole second. Was moved over to third on a ground out back to the pitcher by Lou DeLizio. Then a single by Jake Merrick drove in Kroc. And a walk to John Paul Head, and now a strike 3 to Jackson Cawthron. That might have been pretty good into the river on the inside corner, but Cawthron, who is the catcher, will not argue here. Put a backward K in the book for Cawthron for out number 2. First strikeout of the game for Hayes Melville. And now 2 out brings up Blake Carter, the first baseman. Carter from Lipscomb University in Nashville. He's from Knoxville, Tennessee. He takes a breaking pitch that misses. Went to the Webb School. He was a first-team all-state selection from the Tennessee Baseball Coaches Association as a business finance major. Son of Clark and Kimberly Carter and the brother to Caroline. He grounds one right back to the pitcher. Melville gloves. Underhand tosses over to Sosman for out number 3, and that will end the top of the first inning. So a couple of ground balls back to the pitcher. But the rhythm scratch, 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners were left on base. Blake Carter's granddaddy and grandmama, they're in Kingsport, Tennessee. Grandpa and Marie in Tri-Cities. Nana and Peepaw Mitch also in the Tri-Cities. We'll head to the bottom of the first. We'll see how these commercials go without me having an idea in my ear. So we'll be right back.
United Machine and Tool has been manufacturing the highest quality projects for a wide variety of industries for over 35 years. We deliver high-quality CNC machine components and fabrication projects from prototype to production. United Machine and Tool is committed to quality and excellence in the manufacturing industry. We're located in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Check us out on the web at umttn.com for any manufacturing need. That's United Machine and Tool, a proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Hey, I've been thinking, bank fees can seem pretty cruel. Well, they did until I went to Volunteer State Bank. I found a bank with a local personalized service and free checking. Yeah, may I present to you Kasasa. Now, it's kind of like my checking account is paying me instead of the other way around. Visit one of our 11 locations or anywhere you have a phone. Real people, real solutions right here. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Tim Reese back on the Full Count Broadcast Network. Take me a little bit to get used to that. I've been saying the Vol State Sports Network since beginning of February. So this is year number 5 broadcasting Full Count Rhythm Baseball. 3 years in the Ohio Valley League, 1 year in the Prospect League, now back in the OVL. Leading off for the Rotors, Owen Phillips. left-handed hitting second baseman. He fouls the first pitch straight back. Loses his elbow guard. You don't want to do that. Logan Harrell on the bump for the Rhythm. There's a swing, fly ball out to left field. That's where Nolan Sargent is hanging out these days, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Elijah Nickel, the center fielder, will step in, batting from the left side as well. Not a lot of room up here in the visitors area of the press box. I am tight in here. First pitch from Harrell to Nickel is wide. Ball 2. Harrell, 16 appearances for Trevecca this past spring. 1 start. He had a 2-3 record, 33 innings pitched, 36 strikeouts. And he's gone 3 balls and no strikes now to Elijah Nickel with Chris Henson on deck. 5.18 ERA. Last year did not get the pitch for the Rhythm as a 4-pitch walk puts Nickel on base. That brings up Chris Henson, the 3-hole hitter. He's the DH. Did not pitch last year for the Rhythm, and I didn't get to find the 2023 stats, but I believe he was undefeated. That was his first year, and I believe, if my memory is correct, I think he might have gotten the win in the championship game, or I know he pitched in the playoffs maybe a couple times, as there's the first pitch in there for a called strike, so he did not go to ball 5, which nobody wants. Adam Gibson checked in on Facebook, says good evening. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch as Harrell gets ahead. Henson, a freshman. Southwest Tennessee, he's a Saluki down in Memphis. Runner at first does not go, and the pitch is a slider outside. Nice footwork there by Jackson Cothran to get outside and square that one up. Henson from Florence, Kentucky. That's basically South Cincinnati, and he swings and foul tips that one right into the mitt for, who's our striker? Who did we figure that out was? I believe we might be going with Safeware. Might have to check with Mike Harrell to see if it is for tonight. That's a Safeware strikeout. First of the game for Logan Harrell, and that's now 2 outs. And it brings up A.J. Armstrong. There's a Ball State Pioneer that I know a little bit about. A.J. Anakin Jack Armstrong. He's from Woodbury, Tennessee. Throw over to first. Blake Carter receives the throw from Logan Harrell. A.J. 6'1", 225. He's a rising sophomore from Cannon County High School, business major. He's the son of Jack and Sharon Armstrong, starting third baseman for the Vol State Pioneers. About the middle part of the year, toward the end, I have to pull his stats from last year. He's the big brother of Kaylee. And hello to Paul and Nana. They might be listening in from Woodbury as AJ takes a called strike. Count goes 1-1. Got to talk with Paul several times as he traveled up to Gallatin to watch AJ play. Slider misses low and away. And let me tell you one thing, AJ's got a good eye. He walked a lot for the Vol State Pioneers. There's 3 Pioneers on the rotor squad. Jaden Perez is not in the lineup tonight. An outfielder, left-handed hitter from Miami, Florida, as that pitch is high from Harrell. Jaden Perez and Brady Davis, a right-handed pitcher from Clarksville High School, Clarksville, Tennessee, the 3 Vol State Pioneers. 3-1 pitch is fouled back. That got in on the hands of Armstrong, and we'll have a Full Count Ministries full count. He and Jaden were 2 of 4 freshmen that I got a chance to meet with, not every week, but probably on average about once every 2 weeks for a Full Count 242 discipleship class, reading through the New Testament. They were devoted members. The Full Count pitch, Tapper down the right field or first base line, and Carter picks that one up in foul territory. As for some reason Elijah Nickel was not moving on the pitch, and there's a full count first pitch foul ball. It happens about 53% of the time. Those of you that were with us for the first couple of years, you might remember that stat that I kept all year long. See if the runner realizes, as now Blake Carter's playing behind him. I think he knows he's supposed to be off of the pitch. And the pitch comes. That is a slider that just apparently missed inside. I told you A.J. Armstrong had a good eye, but that was pretty much the same pitch that Jackson Cothran took for strike 3 in his at-bat, I believe. That was a full count breaking pitch that Harrell thought he was going to get the call on, but A.J. draws the walk, and that brings up Jacob Lott, the left fielder. He's from Holmes Community College. Another left-handed hitter. Wonder why the Rotors would want to stack their lineup with left-handed hitters. Oh, maybe it has something to do with 225 feet down to the right field fair pole, 270 in the right center field gap. Holmes, a sophomore, 5'11", 190 pounds from South Haven, Mississippi. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 runners that are on. They receive free passes. A walk to Elijah Nickel, who's at second base. And then after a strikeout for out number 2, A.J. Armstrong draws the base on balls. Harrell looks back at second and delivers another swing and a miss. And he gets ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. I do not keep up with a pitch count, but you can go to Game Changer where the game is being scored and keep up with that if you like. 1-2, swing and a foul tip into the mid. Jackson Cothran with the grab and the behind the back toss out to the mound, and another Safeware strikeout to end the bottom of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, 2 runners, 2 Rotors were left on base. They are the Fulton Rail Rotors. If they hit a home run, you'll hear a big old whistle. We're hoping that we don't hear that tonight. And after 1, it is 1-0. Full Count Rhythm leads. It's scheduled for 9 innings here in Fulton, Kentucky. Glad you are with us. Me and my mouse in my pocket. Be here all night long, Lord willing, and internet works. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
You might get to nap, but your money doesn't. Like right now. At Volunteer State Bank, it's working hard day and night, earning 4.5% APY. Playtime, drive time, anytime. You could be out with friends or on vacation, but your money, it doesn't take a break. You've worked hard for it. Now let it work hard for you. Open a free Kasasa Cash checking account today and earn 4.5 annual percentage yield if qualifications are met on balances up to $15,000.
Safeware is there when response is critical, assisting in the classroom as you shape the future of America, helping you build roadways and infrastructure for tomorrow. With protective solutions, innovative technology, and leading technical services, Safeware works tirelessly to provide our nation's workforce with confidence in their safety. Before, during, and after, Safeware is there.
Move to the top of the second. Trey Simmons, Elijah Stockton, and Nolan Sargent due up to face Hayes Melville out for his second inning. Trey Simmons from Lincoln Memorial University. He's from Hendersonville. He looks at the first pitch in there for a called strike. Simmons went to Beach High School, which is just right around the corner from DC3, Drakes Creek Park, where the Rhythm played their home games. That was the hated rival of Beach High School, the Hendersonville Commandos. Trey, 6'1", 205-pound rising sophomore, criminal justice major, takes the 0-2 pitch on the outside corner, and he didn't get the bat off of his shoulder as he goes down looking. I don't think he agreed with at least the last two of those calls by our home plate umpire, Chris Lewis. Down at first base, Todd Kent is our arbiter, and a three-man crew includes Randy Brown down the third base line. Now Elijah Stockton, the second baseman, stands in. Looks at a pitch up around his neck for ball one. Stockton from Kentucky Wesleyan University up in Owensboro. 5'10", 190-pound sophomore. The pitch gets in there for a called strike. Maybe you're right at the letters. Son of Eric and Tony Stockton, brother to Graham, Ellie, and Evan. Grandma now living in Gallatin after moving from Chicago, as Elijah fouls that one off. Papa is in Warner Robins, as is Mimi down there in Georgia. Warner Robins. Have to find out who he's staying with. Well, actually staying at home. He's from Gallatin Friendship Christian High School. That's where he's staying, or at least he's probably staying there. On the outside, just out. Melville trying to sneak another fastball on that outside corner. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nolan Sargent is on deck, another left-handed hitter. The lefties get the nod today. Swing and a miss by Stockton. And the third strikeout of the game for Melville. He walked 2 in the first inning and gave up a single to Jake Merrick. Drove in Logan Kroc, who led off the game with a walk. And now Nolan Sargent stands in, left-handed hitting left fielder. 5'10", 180-pound switch hitter from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Ball one inside from my alma mater, Belmont University. Scott and Leah Sargent are his parents. Tucker, his brother. Grandson of Papaw and Granny in Chattanooga. Also, Nanny is over there in Chattanooga. Swinging a foul tip into the mitt. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Logan Kroc in the on-deck circle, the leadoff batter. Full count with several left-handed batters in the lineup here as well. Slider misses inside. Sargent played in 28 games for Belmont this year, started 11, 46 at-bats, had 8 hits, including a double, 5 RBIs, walked 8 times, plunked a couple of times as well. Pops this one up out to center field. Elijah Nickel will get under it and make the catch for a 1-2-3 inning for Hayes Melville, as the Rhythm go down in order in the top of the second. 1-0 is the score. We'll be right back.
Feeling tight, stiff, and not quite yourself? Then it might be time to go see the professionals at Absolute Wellness. Located at 101 Tennessee Way, Suite 100 here in Hendersonville, Absolute Wellness can get you back on track with their numerous services like chiropractic care, massage, acupuncture, spinal decompression. Call Absolute Wellness at 615-264-8515 today to get in on some great offers. That's Absolute Wellness. Your road to absolute wellness starts here. We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm baseball action on the Full Count
Fulton, Kentucky, for tonight's OVL opener. The bottom of the second we go. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Rotors. First baseman Trevor Sotzman. Left-handed hitter stands in. A check swing, and that's in there for a called strike. Jaden Perez talking to him a little bit before the game, and he said they got a big-time home run hitter, and guy can mash. This might be him. He said he put several over there on the safety building during batting practice. He's from Willamette University in Oregon, which is where general manager Charles Furbett Jr. attended. He's from Sherman Oaks, California. He swings and misses in a Safeware strikeout. Third of the game for Logan Harrell. That'll bring up Shane Carnes. He's the catcher, number 7 hole hitter. A right-hander. He looks at a called strike. Carnes from Schoolcraft College. It's junior college up north. Another big hack right there, comes up empty. 0-2 count. Carnes 6'3", 205 from Lebanon Junction, Kentucky, and another foul tip into the mitt. Jackson Cothran with that big bushel basket he has on that left hand. Snags another one, and that is another Safeware strikeout. First pitch to right-handed hitting David Golden, the shortstop. Misses the zone, ball 1. That one's not going to miss. College of Worcester. I believe that's up there in Ohio, Worcester, Ohio. My home state. Overland Park, Kansas is where he calls home. That's ball high and inside. 6'3", 185-pound. Says freshman. I don't know if he's a rising freshman, redshirt freshman, or actually a rising sophomore. That pitch catches the outside corner. Count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. 3 in a row so far by Logan Harrell. He's trying to get number 4 in a row. See if he can get on a streak like Ryan Sweeney, a swing and a miss, and he is perfect in this inning. A swinging Safeware strikeout to end the second. Well, a lot of Ks here in the first 2 innings for each team. 5 for Logan Harrell, 3 for Hayes Melville. As we go to the top of the third, we'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Don't strike out at your next party. Order the food that will get your crowd cheering. Chick-fil-A of Rivergate. We have many catering options available, from our Chick-fil-A nugget trays to our original Chick-fil-A sandwiches to our chocolate chunk cookies and fudge brownies. We have something for everyone. Order online at chickfil-a.com or call the store at 615-851-4007.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Leadoff batter, Logan Kroc, leads off the top of the third for Full Count. Walked and scored the only run of the game so far, 1-0. Full Count lead, swings at the first pitch, fouls that one off to the left side. A AAA autoglass, foul ball. I'm a client now of AAA autoglass. Dylan Doris hooked me up. Did a fantastic job for me. Swing and a miss. That one misses the zone. He gets quiet when he's looking for something. Swing and a miss. Rock down on strikes. Fourth strikeout of the ball game for Melville. Lou Delicio stands in. Grounded out to the pitcher. It's at ball one. Breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Swing and a miss. On deck, Jake Merrick, the only hit of the ball game for either team. And the pitch is high. Smoke down the first base line, but it's foul. Just barely foul. Even would have been able to see that yourself if I'd been ready on the camera there. I apologize. I'm absolutely baffled on where one of my information sheets has gotten to. Somebody must have come up and stole it. Sammy Slaughter listening in on Facebook. Hello, Sammy. Former Full Count Rhythm players. We have a Full Count Ministries full count. To Lou Delizio, center fielder, trying to reach here in the third. Smokes one into right field. That will get down and bounce off the wall. That will be a Low House Field single, as that gets off of the wall, and Matthew Reinhart collects that one about the time that Delizio reaches first base. Throw down on the pitch. That's a ball. Not in time. Smelling somebody smoking a cigarette around here. You just don't see that in public settings anymore. And not a big fan, actually. Heidel Rubio, Ola. Heidel listening down in either Mazante or Ocotal. Not sure where he's hanging his hat right now. Probably in Ocotal, working in Mazante as Merrick takes a called strike. He is one of the Full Count Ministries missionaries. Does a fantastic job down in Nicaragua. They're about to get busy down there with some mission trips in June and July. Shane Carnes will go out to the mound to have a confab with Hayes Melville. In case you're wondering, I finally did find my information sheet. It was hiding. So a couple of hits now for Full Count, a couple of stolen bases. John Paul Head waiting on deck to see what Jake Merrick can do. He's got another opportunity to drive in a run. Instead, he's going to get hit by a pitch. Hitting down to third on the pitch that got away from Carnes was DeLizio, but he'll have to return to second base, and now 2 on with 1 out. First hit batter of the ball game for either pitcher. John Paul Head, he walked the last time he came to the plate. Third of the, I think they're the Blazers, the UAB Blazers. I may be wrong on that. If I am, somebody let me know. I need to research. Runners go. Pitch is outside for a called strike on the outside corner, but throw goes to second as DeLizio had a jump at second, so no chance there. And now 1 out, 2 guys on. DeLizio has stolen 2 bags, now 2 runners in scoring position for John Paul Head as he smokes one to the right side, but that will get out of play and into the parking lot of AAA Autoglass. Foul ball. Don't have the sounder here. Gonna have to get our PA man's name. Again, the scoreboard not working out here at Low House Field. I believe we got an 0-2 pitch and it's high. Sammy Slaughter played for Full Count 1 and I think a half seasons. Also played with the Bowling Green Franklin Doolers franchise for part of a year. And also at my alma mater at Belmont after being at the University of Memphis for a year, transferring to Calhoun Community College down in Decatur, Alabama, and then over to Belmont. He's a former Creeker from Stewart's Creek High School, Red Hawks, and one of the favorites of Full Count Rhythm fans over the years. Off the end of the bat, I think, right there. John Paul Head barely got a little bit of that baseball. Stays in the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. After a strikeout, DeLizio singles off the right center field wall. Merrick reaches on a hit by pitch, couple of steals later. There's that ground ball to third. Armstrong looks the runner back at second throws on the first, but there's an RBI ground out as Head picks up the runner from third. That's DeLizio. And full count leads 2-0. A play there by A.J. Armstrong to get the out, and now 2 are down. I don't think he would have had a play at the plate. Jackson Cawthorn back in the batter's box. Let's get that other out up there. Struck out looking on a full count pitch last time. Takes a healthy hack there, and his right hand came off the bat. Looking for another home is Jackson Cawthorn. Finished at Ohio University up in Athens, Ohio. After 2 years with the Bobcats. He was 2 years with the Motlow State Bucks. Got to cover him in the TCCAA. And I'm going to tell you, if you had 9 Jackson Cawthorns on your team, you'd win a lot of games. Told him that before, and I'd tell anybody, I'd take this kid. I don't care if I needed a first baseman, a right fielder, center fielder, doesn't matter. He's a ball player, 5'11", 180 pounds. He's from Siegel High School, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Fouls that pitch off and out of play. Another AAA autoglass foul ball. Cal moves to a ball and 2 strikes. Papa and Nana there in Murfreesboro. Grandma Pat, haven't checked with Jackson yet. I'm assuming she's still down in Florence, Alabama, staying in the host home of Todd and Melinda Neal when he needs a place. Randy Harrell, Pawpaw also. Is that from Logan Harrell? Is a reach out and foul ball. Randy Harrell, are you part of the Logan Harrell family? As you check in on Facebook. I don't have the grandparents' actual names. I just have that Pawpaw in Hendersonville. Maybe I said it wrong. I think I got it written as Papaw. Okay, maybe that's what it is. 1-2 pitch. Misses again. Cawthorn was wondering if he was going to be rung up again as Melville tried to get the pitch called third strike at the top of the zone there. Did not get the call. 4th year with a full count rhythm. Josh Cawthorn. Jackson. Josh is his dad. Josh Carman is the general manager and head coach. And I don't know. I bet I've done that a dozen times. I know I've done it when I know that I've done it. Calling him Josh Cawthorn. His dad probably was a ball player too. I mean, he might be here. I'm not sure. I haven't seen him. Normally you see him right behind home plate. He is an avid fan. I love that. If my kid was playing college baseball, I'd be just like Josh Cawthorn. The pitch, that's going to ring him up again. As Shane Carnes wanted to throw that ball to the first baseman desperately, but he didn't want any part of it, I guess. As a 5th strikeout for Melville ends the inning, but full count scratches for another 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. Full count leads 2-0. So we head to the bottom of the 3rd.
Feeling tight, stiff, and not quite yourself? Then it might be time to go see the professionals at Absolute Wellness. Located at 101 Tennessee Way, Suite 100 here in Hendersonville, Absolute Wellness can get you back on track with their numerous services like chiropractic care, massage, acupuncture, spinal decompression. Call Absolute Wellness at 615-264-8515 today to get in on some great offers. That's Absolute Wellness. Your road to Absolute Wellness starts here.
Compliant with code. If you're a facility manager or building owner, you've heard the term plenty of times. At Corson Fire and Security, we work to keep buildings compliant with the most demanding code of all, our own. We've been protecting people and property since before most of today's codes were even written. And what we've learned along the way makes us the best choice to partner with for the future. Corson Fire and Security, celebrating 70 years. Learn more at corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball.
Tim Reese back on the Full Count Broadcast Network. As you see Josh Jackson Cawthron coming back after getting his tools on after striking out for the second time. And I'm going to tell you, I know he is not happy. He does not strike out much, Jackson Cawthron. 18 Ks last year for the Rhythm and almost twice as many walks on the season. He had 35 walks. And if you are just one over in walks versus strikeouts, you're doing pretty good. Let's see, every year, well, that first year he had 7 walks, 15 strikeouts, but in 23 and in 24, more walks than strikeouts. His first pitch from Logan Harrell gets in above the neck of Matthew Reinhart, the right fielder, getting his first AB of the game. Takes a called strike. See if we can figure out where old Matthew Reinhart is from. They at least do have it in alphabetical order. Another from Willamette University. 5'11", 160-pound freshman from San Jose, California, San Jose. Parents Scott Reinhart and Winifred Burns. The pitch from Harrell is up. Count goes 2 balls, 2 strikes. Grandma Reiser. As that one's fouled just in front of Josh Carman. He's having a chat with somebody with a Roaders hat on over here, just outside of the dugout, first base dugout. Got some Rhythm fans here. 2-2 pitch. It's going to hit Reinhart. And he will reach on the hit by pitch. So both pitchers have plunked a batter. I'm sure he didn't mean to. Leadoff batter on here in the bottom of the third inning. Brings leadoff batter Owen Phillips to the plate. He flew out to the left fielder in his first plate appearance. Couple of Phillips on the squad here. Owen from Southwest Tennessee, hometown Milligan, which is down. That's a broken bat. Ground ball that just gets under the glove of Elijah Stockton, the second baseman. And there's the first hit of the year for the Roaders. A broken bat single as that bat dies a hero. Just got under the glove of Elijah Stockton. And now runners at first and second. Brings up Elijah Nickel, who walked in the first, that was stranded at second base. Harrell going to have to work out of 2 out and nobody, or 2 on and nobody out. Gets a swing and a miss. Nickel from the University of the Cumberlands. Looks at ball 1. That's where Jordan Duell, one of the pitching coaches from last year's Full Count Rhythm Club, got his first pitching coach job. He's over there. Now Jimmy Gamboa went to Emory and Henry, and he's back for year number 2 with the Rhythm. Nickel, a 6'1", 180-pound freshman. He's from Nicholasville, Kentucky. And Harrell struggling to find the strike zone here. Now 3 balls and a strike. Aunt Tracy also watching from Greenbrier, Tennessee. Watching Logan. Logan Harrell got a big fan club here tonight. Let's see if you guys can encourage him, spur him on to some good deeds here as he gets a called strike right there. Get a little lettuce, butt lettuce in here. Hebrews 10, 24, and 25. So encourage him all the more as you see the day approaching. Full Count Ministries, full count. 2 on, nobody out. And the pitch swung on and missed. A Safeware strikeout. We're out number 1. That is strikeout number 6 for Logan Harrell. Now he'll have to face the number 3 hole hitter, Chris Henson. Another Saluki from Southwest Tennessee. Struck out in the first. Harrell looking for a ground ball to a middle infielder. Runner at second takes off. Throws going down to second. Not in time as Phillips gets in underneath the tag. I believe the pitch was called a ball. And now there goes the double play opportunity, unless a line drive is hit. Ball 2 up high. Corners have come in. So Jake Merrick at third is in on the grass as time is called. Jimmy Gamboa will come out for his first visit of the year. Get Jimmy a little up close look-see right there as Gamboa back for year number 2. He's from Las Vegas, Nevada. He was born in L.A. Now the pitching coach at Emory and Henry in Virginia. Was a grad assistant at Milligan University. He played and finished his college pitching career at Milligan, the Buffaloes, in 2023. Got a Master of Arts in Coaching and Sports Management at Milligan, and also pitched and attended UNLV, Pima Community College, and the College of Southern Nevada. Went to high school at Rancho High School, where he graduated in 2018. The meeting is concluded. And not a successful one, according to Zach Williams, as he throws ball 3 to Chris Henson. A.J. Armstrong, the cleanup hitter, on deck. 3-0 is swung on and foul back. So he had the green light on 3-0. Just underneath that fastball. Appreciate all the comments on Facebook and on YouTube. 3-1 pitch from Harrell. Check swing, and they're going to say he went around as Jackson Cawthorn was about ready to check with the base umpire, but no need as home plate umpire Chris Lewis called it. Oh, he must have called that first pitch a strike, and that's a Safeware strikeout. Okay, I thought that first one was a ball, so Henson down on strikes. I think he was surprised. And now it's up to A.J. Armstrong to see if he can drive in the first runs of the game for the Rotors. Swing and a miss on the first pitch he sees. He walked on a very, very close full count pitch in his first plate appearance. The rising sophomore at Volunteer State Community College. That's a broken back ground ball right in front of the plate. Jackson Cawthorn comes out and throws a sidearm strike down to first base, and Logan Harrell wiggles off the hook. Nice play there by Cawthorn as he calls Harrell off. First 2 reach, but the Rotors cannot push across a run. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We are a third of the way through this game. Unless a mercy rule happens, and we are not even close to that at this point. We are heading to the top of the 4th. You're listening to the Full Count Broadcast Network.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Safeware is there when response is critical, assisting in the classroom as you shape the future of America, helping you build roadways and infrastructure for tomorrow. With protective solutions, innovative technology, and leading technical services, Safeware works tirelessly to provide our nation's workforce with confidence in their safety. Before, during, and after, Safeware is there.
Welcome back to Low House Field in Fulton, Kentucky. The Rotors sending out a new arm, Blake Althusius, 6'4", 230-pound junior from Westminster College. Common spelling of Althusius, by the way. Althuisius. Some people forget that middle I right there, but not the Fulton Railroaders. Move to the top of the fourth inning. I'll get that moved. And Althusius from St. Robert, Missouri, the son of Benjamin and Laura. And he gets his first action of the year. Hayes Melville goes 3 innings, gives up 2 hits, 2 runs. They were earned. As Blake Carter leads off facing Althusius. First pitch is outside. Blake Carter, Trey Simmons, Elijah Stockton to face the left-hander. There's a big sweeper in there for a called strike. Melville walked 2. Those were 2 out of the first 4 batters that he faced. Struck out 5 and plunked a batter. Shane Carnes still behind the plate for the Rotors. Jacob Lotz in left field, Elijah Nickel in center, Matthew Reinhart playing the right field area. A.J. Armstrong at third, David Goldine at short, Owen Phillips at second as Carter has to step out of the way of that fastball or breaking pitch. I'm not sure. I got a big pull in my way. Sometimes I can't tell the spin on the ball. And at second, Owen Phillips, Trevor Sossman at first. Shane Carnes behind the plate. Another breaking pitch, and that is ball 4. So the first batter that he faces, Blake Carter, takes a stroll down to first base. And that'll bring up Trey Simmons, who struck out looking in his first plate appearance. Simmons is a catcher. By trade, and he is in the DH spot here. Rhythm have 4 catchers. He was the #1 catcher for LMU. Came up and looked at 3 pitches the first time he got into batter's box. He's taking a hack at the first one he sees here. Comes up empty. Son of Keith and Amy Simmons, brother to Kaylee. Paul and Maul there in Shannon, Mississippi. Papa and Mimi in Hendersonville as Simmons swings and misses again. He's down in the count 0-2. Elijah Stockton on deck. 38 games for the Rail Splitters. 33 of those were starts. He hit .346. 8 doubles, a triple, 33 RBIs in his 133 official at-bats. Throw over to first, and the tall Blake Carter is back. I don't have heights memorized yet, but he's 6'3" according to the roster I have. And that's coming directly from him. So breaking pitch is high and a bluff throw by Carnes. Gets Carter scrambling back. Pretty decent crowd here at Low House Field for the home opener. Low House, Lohaus, as Simmons spoils that pitch. Tana Ward watching and listening. Going to have to tell me who you are. Well, I'm going to guess, since we do have a Ward on the squad. Landon, who is a veteran of Full Count Ministries mission trips. That ball gets to the backstop and down to second base goes Carter on the wild pitch. Carnes didn't have a chance on that one, so move Carter down on the wild pitch. So I'm guessing. Let's see if I have that information. I should. I have Brandon and April Ward as Landon Ward's parents. Another AAA autoglass foul ball off to the right. There are houses. We are right in the middle of a subdivision here in Fulton, Kentucky. They got a bounce house out here tonight. First time I've seen a bounce house here. 2-2 pitch to Simmons. Check swing, and he did not go. Carnes smothered that one at the plate, and we'll see a Full Count Ministries full count with a runner at second, nobody out. Blake Carter led off the inning with a walk. Moved to second on a wild pitch. Landon Ward, to get back to finish him, he has been on, I'm not sure how many mission trips, but he's been on at least one mission trip for Full Count in a summer. As Simmons is going to take a stroll himself. Timeout called as the catcher will go out and have a chat with Blake Alflusius. Again, Hayes Melville went the first 3 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs. They were earned. Walked 2, struck out 5. A decent outing for Melville in his debut. The freshman from UTA, the University of Texas at Arlington. South Lake, Texas. That's right around Dallas. Now Elijah Stockton stepping in with 2 on. Throw down to second. And it gets into center field, but Carter is going to stay put. Center fielder Elijah Nickel comes up. That ball got right between shortstop and second baseman Golden and Owen Phillips. So I believe that was ball 1. Stockton struck out swinging in the second inning. Back-to-back left-handed hitters, Stockton and Sargent, the 8 and 9 hole hitters here for Full Count, leading 2-0, and big swing right there by Stockton. He comes up empty. Umpire pulls his clicker out of his pocket, looks at it, and then puts it back in his pocket. I've never seen that. I've normally see umpires there holding that in their hand. The 1-1 pitch, breaking pitch in there for a called strike. It's a big old sweeper, the lefty on lefty matchup. And if you've got a lot of games here, which they are scheduled for 20 games, the Rotors, you want to have some good left-handed pitching to match up with the left-handed hitters. Golden moving back to second base. That nearly hit Stockton there. He was ready to take it in the ribs for the team. Got a couple of players whose teams are still involved in postseason activity. That pitch misses outside. A Full Count Ministries full count. Pitcher Evan Beckman with Wright State. Not sure if they're still involved. They had a game today. Don't know how they did. Swing and a miss. On a pitch, it might have been up in the zone. And Stockton goes down swinging. for out number 1 here in the 4th. Nolan Sargent. And one of the things they do here at Fulton Railroaders games is they pick a player from the opposing team and say that he is their strikeout guy. So if Nolan Sargent strikes out, I don't know, everybody gets a beer or something like that. I'm not sure what it is, but they get something. So all the Roaders fans are rooting for Nolan Sargent to strike out. So we're going to root against that as the first pitch is low and inside. He flew out to center field to end the second in his first at-bat. 1 out and an opportunity with 2 runners on here in the top of the 4th inning. The Rhythm lead 2-0. On the outside corner for a called strike. The lights are on here at Low House Field. Again, if you're just joining me, it is a unconventional home run walls or fences out there in the outfield. I'll tell you the footage here. It is by total feet. If you add the left field line, center field, the alleys, and each of the lines, I think it's about 1,550 feet, which is the least number of feet. And it's mainly because of that right field wall. 225 down the line and 270. As another pitch gets down in the dirt, smothered by Carnes. Count goes 3-1 to the left-handed hitting left fielder, Nolan Sargent, with the top of the order on deck. So 350 to left field. So that's pretty deep to left field for down a line anyway. Now for an alley, it's not so deep. And it gets to be about 370 all the way out there and just a little bit left of center field as Sargent does swing and miss there. And another Full Count Ministries full count. Stay tuned after the game. We'll have the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. It'll be actually not at the end of the game because we'll have to pack it up really quick. We being me again. Rooters, Mark Dixon says. That is one of their nicknames, at least for opposing teams. That is a ground ball back up the middle. This could be 2. Steps on second for 1. The throw is wide to first base, so they'll only get the out at second. Golden's throw to first base is wide, so Sargent grounds into a fielder's choice. That'll put runners at the corners. Got past the pitcher, Althusius, but Simmons out on the force out for out number 2. Logan Kroc, walk and a strikeout as now Carnes will step out to give the first and third sign. Just in case Sargent takes off. Sargent 1 for 2 in stolen bases at Belmont this year. He looks like a runner. Josh Carman not afraid to put a play on, and swinging and fouling it straight back was Kroc. Blake Carter, who walked to lead off the inning, is leading off third base. Nolan Sargent grounded into a fielder's choice, leads off a first. And the pitch is in there for another called strike. Yeah, that looked like it was center cut. Kroc must have been looking for something different. From Noblesville / Fishers, Indiana. It's just outside of Indianapolis. 0-2 pitch is high. Ball on 2 strikes. Carnes, pretty tall catcher back there. He's 6'3", and he had to get up for that pitch. DeLizio on deck, hoping to get an at-bat here in the 4th. And the pitch, slow breaking pitch, freezes Kroc at the plate, and that is 2 strikeouts in the inning for Althusius. The Rhythm cannot push across any of those walks. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 runners left on base as we will move to the bottom of the 4th inning. 2-0 is the score. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Escape to a taste of the tropics with Frosted Luau, Hendersonville's favorite soft serve ice cream truck. Indulge in our creamy delights with options for everyone, including dairy-free and vegan treats. Planning a corporate event or a birthday bash? Let Frosted Luau cater to your sweet cravings. Visit frostedluau.com, follow us on Instagram at Frosted Luau, or call 615-422-6133 to book your luau today. Frosted Luau, where every cup is a vacation.
United Machine and Tool has been manufacturing the highest quality projects for a wide variety of industries for over 35 years. We deliver high-quality CNC machine components and fabrication projects from prototype to production. United Machine and Tool is committed to quality and excellence in the manufacturing industry. We're located in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Check us out on the web at umttn.com for any manufacturing need. That's United Machine and Tool, a proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Welcome back to Fulton, Kentucky for the opener of the Ohio Valley League season 2025 as the Rhythm lead 2-0. Jacob Lott, Trevor Sotzman, and Shane Carnes to face Logan Harrell as Lott fouls the first pitch off. Struck out to end the first. Harrell with 7 Ks in the game in the first 3 innings. Swing and a miss. Of course, Full Count Rhythm in the first 3 years of existence in the OVL. Lost in the championship round to DuBois County in 2021. It's 2 and out. It's a best of 3 in OVL championship and semifinals. But then defeated the DuBois County Bombers in 22. And then defeated the Henderson Flash in 2023. And last year in 2024, moved to the Prospect League and now back in the OVL. Harrell misses just a little bit up with that 1-2 pitch. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jacob Lott, a left-handed hitting left fielder. Cracks one off that's going to get off the wall. John Paul Head will make his first play off of the monster out there, and that's the second hit of the ball game for the Rotors. Jacob Lott cracks one off just above the wooden portion of the wall and got on the netting. And that brings up the big left-handed hitter, Trevor Sotzman, Sotsman. Struck out leading off the second. And pops one foul down the left field line. That's a AAA autoglass foul ball that gets out of play into the trees. Tucked in here in this area where Low House Field is. As I said, out beyond the right field wall is the public safety building here. So police and fire building just on the other side. Another swing and a foul ball. So 2 hits for each team. Here as we are in the bottom of the 4th inning. Rhythm lead 2-0. Madisonville Miners leading the Paducah Chiefs 6-3. Swing and a miss and a safeware strike it. 8th of the ball game for Harrell. And that's the first out of the 4th. Brings up Shane Carnes, the catcher. He also struck out as Harrell struck out the side in the second. Zach Williams, Nostradamus, he's saying an undefeated season. The LSU Shreveport of the Ohio Valley League. Swing and a miss. Don't know who LSU Shreveport is. They are a NAIA school that just won the national championship in Lewiston, Idaho, as that pitch is fouled off into the big old mitt of Jackson Cothran. They went 59-0 and beat the record for consecutive wins. Not sure if that was all in one season or what. That's a good morning, good afternoon, and good night to Senor Carnes as he goes down looking for another Safeware strikeout. Say it with me, Eli. A little grandson, he loves to say it. I'm not sure if he's listening in tonight or not, or if they got bigger plans on a Saturday night than listen to Grandpa on YouTube or Facebook. But he's a big Rhythm fan. I'm sure he'll be at the ballpark tomorrow night. David Golden, as the pitch in there for a strike throw down to second, is not in time. Jacob Lott picks up the stolen base. Pitch is called a strike. Now a runner in scoring position. Second stolen base. Of the night, swing and a miss. Now 0-2. Although I don't have it on my score sheet, I'm going to have to look at Game Changer here and find out who got those stolen bases. Madisonville and Paducah, for some reason, showing twice on Game Changer. 0-2 is high. And Golden doesn't offer. Hoptown leading Henderson Flash 4-3 as all three of the hometown teams in the OVL are trailing at this juncture. Harrell looks back at second briefly and throws a slider that misses low and away. And the sure-handed Jackson Cothran smothers that one at the plate. Nolan Sargent's in left, Lou Delicio in center, John Paul Head in right. Harrell, a couple looks back at second and delivers the 2-2. Swung on and fouled off. Jake Merrick, he's at third base. Logan Crockett short. Elijah Stockton at second. Blake Carter at first. Jackson Cothran behind the plate catching Logan Harrell in his fourth inning of work. Don't see anybody warming in the Rhythm bullpen right now. 2-ball, 2-strike pitch coming to the Rotor shortstop, and a swing and a miss. A Safeware strikeout, the 10th of the night for Logan Harrell. This gives up the leadoff single. Reaches second on a stolen base, but they cannot push him across. And we are through 4. Luke Sennard struck out 15 here in the first game that Full Count ever played in Fulton, Kentucky. I don't know that they'll let Logan Harrell go long enough to see if he can match that one. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Hey, I've been thinking, bank fees can seem pretty cruel. Well, they did until I went to Volunteer State Bank. I found a bank with a local personalized service and free checking. Yeah, may I present to you Kasasa. Now, it's kind of like my checking account is paying me instead of the other way around. Visit one of our 11 locations or anywhere you have a phone. Real people, real solutions, right here. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
If you didn't know, the Full Count Rhythm is part of the organization called Full Count Ministries. Full Count's mission is to give every baseball player the opportunity to hear the gospel, respond to the gospel, and grow in the relationship with Jesus. With Full Count, you could lead by discipling the next generation by using our resources, or you could go on international mission trips. For more of what we do, check out our website at fullcountministries.com or our pages on Instagram and Facebook.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to Fulton, Kentucky. Moved to the top of the 5th inning and just got a pronunciation guide from Jimmy Morford regarding not Delicio, but Delicio. All right, so I've misinformed our PA announcer here, and I apologize. D'Alessio. I actually did hear him on his school website. They have him pronouncing his last name at UAB's site. Apparently, I wrote it down wrong. I heard with my left ear what my right ear did not hear, as he takes a called strike to begin the fifth. D'Alessio. Blake Althusius, the left-hander, out on the mound in his second inning of work. Walked 2, struck out 2 in his first inning. Misses with that pitch. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Rhythm here in the top of the fifth inning. We have the UAB squad that's due up this inning. Alessio, Merrick in head. Not sure if that was by design by head coach Josh Carman, but another leadoff walk. Third inning out of 5 that Rotors pitchers have walked the leadoff batter. That's the third walk of the game by Althusius. Now Jake Merrick, who has an RBI single and also been plunked, stands in. Breaking pitch stays outside as we have got a Frankie Delgado sighting. Now, the question is, senior or junior? That the younger Frankie Delgado or his dad that's listening in? It's a called strike. Frankie Jr. Not sure if he's done playing. He's up at Carson Newman, the former catcher for the Rhythm. They got the runner picked off at first. D'Alessio is picked off. Nice move there by Althusius. And that is the first out. And that may be one of his MOs. Let's walk a guy, and I've got such a good move, I'm just going to pick you off. I'm not sure that D'Alessio was going on the pitch. He might have been, but he took one step the wrong way, and he tried to get back, but the tag by Sossman is on his hand before he can put it on the bag. So now 1 out. Jake Merrick with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Make it 2 balls and 2 strikes as he looks at a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Sossman from Willamette University up in Oregon. Ball 3 gets to the backstop, and Carnes says, I'm not getting that. We'll make the umpire do it. That's not a good call right there from the young catcher behind the plate. You don't make the umpire go get a ball that you could have easily gotten 7 steps back there and gotten it. Full count ministry, full count pitch. Just out of the zone there, and another walk puts Merrick on base. He's been on base all 3 times he's come to the plate. That's now 4 walks. He has a stolen base in the game. Maybe D'Alessio was going on that last pitch. He's got a couple of stolen bases himself, but gets picked off. And now John Paul Head will come to the plate. Drove in a run with a ground out in his last at bat. And another from UAB. Comes set and delivers. That had Merrick moving back to first. as Althusius was delivering to the plate. And UAB is the Blazers. Another throw over to first. That's going to get by Sussman and roll to the fence, rounding second. And heading down to third base is Jake Merrick. Carson Howard is our third base coach. As an E1 moves Merrick over to third. That's the first error of the ball game for either team. And a runner in scoring position again for John Paul Head, who is ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and an RBI ground out. Looks at another pitch high and away, and Althusius struggling to find the plate as a relief pitcher warms in the Rotors bullpen. .30 pitch. He is swinging. Ground ball to second. Down to a knee is Owen Phillips, and he throws it away. And it will go. No, it's not gone into the dugout. John Paul Head goes to second base. He swings on the 3-0 pitch. Drives in a run. And full count leads 3-0. As he reaches on the error, the 2-base throwing error. So back-to-back errors for the Fulton Railroaders. There's still 1 out. Jackson Cothran to the plate. And let me tell you, he's hungry. Couple of backward Ks in the score sheet for Cothran. He's ready to swing at anything close. Cothran from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Oh for 2, looking for his first hit of the year. A wild pitch and throw down to third. In safely is Head as he reaches on the wild pitch. Second wild pitch of the game by Althusius. This might be his last batter for the right-handed hitting Blake Carter in the on-deck circle. Cothran now 3 balls and no strikes. Look back at the dugout. I might have been hearing somebody say, hey, take a hack if you like it. This is summer baseball, and instead he's going to get hit by the pitch, and that goes off the top of the roof and comes back. So instead of ball 4, he's going to take a plunking and head down to first. As time out is called, and out of the dugout comes the head coach, J.D. Willis. So we will have a pitching change, it appears. I'll wait to make sure. As the baseball is handed off, so we will have a new pitcher. We'll take a quick break. Be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Corson Fire and Security first opened for business in 1946. From the very beginning, we understood something important. We're not just protecting buildings. We're protecting the dreams that built them. We're protecting the lives unfolding inside them. Fire extinguishers, sprinkler systems, and security products are the tools of our trade, but people are the inspiration behind it. For 7 decades, we've never forgotten that. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
We all think about our home's yards, gutters, floors, and so much more. When was the last time you thought about your sprinkler system? That's where Music City Fire Sprinkler steps in. It may shock you that in-home sprinkler systems are discreet and affordable. Let the experts at Music City Fire Sprinkler tell you for themselves. Give them a call at 615-826-7450 or check them out on the web at mcfs.us. That's Music City Fire Sprinkler, proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Let's get
pitching change for The rotor's a familiar face to me. Brady Davis, the right-hander out of Clarksville, Tennessee, 5'11", 165-pound rising sophomore. Attended Clarksville High School. They had a great run this year in the state tournament. He's a business major at Vol State, son of Rodney and Ryan Davis, brother to Faith, and the grandson of Grandpa and Grammy. They're both in Clarksville, Tennessee. Brady getting his first work of the summer. Did not pull the Vol State stats yet, so I don't have that. Wearing the number 4. Throws me off to see these Vol State Pioneers wearing different uniforms and different numbers, but Brady in with runners at first and third with 1 out. He's going to face right-handed hitting first baseman Blake Carter. The first pitch he delivers in there for a called strike. Carter 0 for 1 with a walk. Was stranded at third base after leading off the 4 throw over to first. Cothran back in time. Cothran is a threat to run. So far, Althusius giving up the 1 run. There's a ground ball, 2 short. Could be 2. Flip to second for 1, on to first for a 6-4-3 double play. Brady Davis comes in and does the job for the Rotors. The Rhythm score 1 run. It was unearned. No hits in the inning. 2 big errors for the Rotors, and 1 runner was left on base. We are through 4 1/2, and the Rhythm lead 3-0. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th with a Hendersonville Firefighters call to the bullpen when we return right here on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Escape to a taste of the tropics with Frosted Luau, Hendersonville's favorite soft serve ice cream truck. Indulge in our creamy delights with options for everyone, including dairy-free and vegan treats. Planning a corporate event or a birthday bash? Let Frosted Luau cater to your sweet cravings. Visit frostedluau.com, follow us on Instagram at Frosted Luau, or call 615-422-6133 to book your luau today. Frosted Luau, where every cup is a vacation.
Think about something for a moment. Every single business, from the smallest neighborhood bakery to the biggest multinational corporation, is someone's dream come true. The byproduct of planning and determination and hard work. If you own a business, you already know that. So you'll also understand that fire and security protection isn't just about protecting property. It's about safeguarding dreams. At Corson, that's what we've specialized in since 1946. Corson Fire and Security. Corson.com.
Let's get back to Full Count.
Hendersonville Firefighters Association call to the bullpen for the Rhythm. Garrett Sims from Middle Tennessee State University, a left-hander, 6'3", 195-pound. He's going to be a redshirt senior there at Middle. From Summit High School down in Williamson County. Chapel Hill, Tennessee is where he calls home. Was at Columbia State for 3 years. Had a redshirt year in there, and he's a professional sales major, the son of Brad and Lindy Sims, and the brother to Sydney. Hello to Granddaddy and Grandma Paula, Paul and Grandma Cheryl from somewhere. He did not tell me where they were from, as he delivers the first pitch to Matthew Reinhardt, the right fielder, number 9 hole hitter. He's now missed with the first 2. Reinhardt was hit by a pitch by Harrell. The only plunking of the game by Logan Harrell of 4 innings of 2-hit shutout baseball. 2 walks, 10 strikeouts. Now Sims 3-0. And that catches the outside corner, says our home plate umpire. Reed Glover asking me about a foul ball between the legs yet. I don't know that reference. Ball 4. And Matthew Reinhart does not have an official plate appearance yet, but he's been on base both times he's come to the plate. Garrett Sims wearing the number 37. At top of the lineup, Owen Phillips stands in. Garrett Sims also has an important young lady that was attached to his arm last Monday at the meet and greet. Her name is Avery. I'm not sure she might be here, but if she's not here, as David says down in Nicaragua, if he is not here, he is there. If I am not there, then I am here. David Zeladon. Another breaky pitch whispers at the inside corner for a called strike. And Sims ahead in the count now, lefty on lefty matchup. Phillips 1 for 2. He's got one of the 2 Rotors hits. A single right underneath the glove of Elijah Stockton, the second baseman. Is Owen Phillips thinks he's been almost hit 3 times here. I'm pretty sure on those inside breaking pitches. I've got a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Again, if you're listening here, you obviously know that the scoreboard not working in left center field. Swing and a miss, and a Safeware strikeout. First of the ball game for Sims. And the first out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Elijah Nickel steps in. One of 4 left-handed hitters for the Rotors. Foul ball between the legs yet. I don't know that reference, Reed. You're going to have to explain that one to me. He's commented on Facebook. Reed Glover, the director of discipleship for the Full Count Ministry. Want to welcome Todd Cox and Beth Cox as the runner starts to go and stops. Pitch gets in for a ball. Talking and forgotten now the count. Might be 2-0. But I'm going to wait. Nickel. It's another pitch high. Umpire's putting the fingers up, but he's blocking them from my vision. So scoreboard has one number and it's a 3 up there. Well, there's a breaking pitch. That's 4. He didn't put his arm up. I thought it was a strike, but it's ball 4. So not sure what's going on behind the plate here. This umpire's about as, I don't know, lackadaisical, I guess. He's not putting the counting up where anybody behind him can see, or really anybody anywhere can see. It's like he's holding cards in front of his hand. As now 2 on via the walk and ball 1 to Chris Henson. Guess I'm going to have to start paying a little more attention to the balls and strikes. Instead of you people who are commenting as Jimmy Gamboa will come out of the Full Count dugout to have a chit chat with Garrett Sims, the rising senior left-hander. That'll give me time to, I'll tell you a little bit more about Full Count Ministries in case you don't know. We do have a commercial that runs there. It tells you a little bit about it, but the people. Josh Carmen is the director of baseball operations. He's also the general manager of the Full Count Rhythm, and the head coach, Jonathan Smithson, is the, I need to go and find that out officially, what his title is. He's the head honcho now. He is running things. Now, Brooke Carmen, of course, is the actual head honcho. She just lets John know or think that he is in charge, but he's actually not. Brooke Carmen, the wife of Josh Carmen, is a check swing. Home plate umpire says he went around. Brooke Carmen actually runs Full Count Ministries. Sims looks back at second a second time and now delivers. Swing and a miss on a slider by Henson. He has ridden the struggle bus today. He has been to the plate twice and struck out both times. Jonathan Smithson, the director of ministry, according to FullCountMinistries.com. Just missed down. 2-2 pitch. Reed Glover, the director of discipleship. And again, want to welcome Todd and Beth Cox to the Full Count Ministries team. Todd is the new director of spiritual growth. Tell you more about Todd. That's a strike three looking and a Safeware strikeout. That's a backward K in the hat trick for Chris Henson. Chris starts with a C. Tonight it's starting with a K. That is the first strikeout of the ball game for Garrett Sims. I'm sorry, second strikeout. He got Owen Phillips swinging. So walk, strikeout. That's a bit of a pattern as A.J. Armstrong stands in. Cothran smothers that pitch in the dirt. Armstrong walked in the first and hit a little tapper between the plate and the mound that Jackson Cothran pounced on and threw Armstrong out at first to end the third. Armstrong with another opportunity here to drive in a run. Fouls that pitch off. Does not get out of the yard. Logan Harrell quickly out of the Full Count dugout to get that foul ball from Blake Carter, though. So he's not just laying around doing nothing. Full Count leads 3-0. The Rotors bat in the bottom of the fifth. Just missed somewhere. Ball two. Not sure if we got any of A.J. Armstrong's family listening in, but they've been used to hearing this voice all year long, as he is a Vol State pioneer. Runners go. Pitch is down low. No throw to be made there on ball three. So stolen base for Reinhardt and Nickel. And two runners in scoring position. 3 balls and a strike to Armstrong. It's high, and the pattern continues. And the bases are loaded. 3 walks in the inning. 6 free batters that Full Count rhythm pitchers have allowed. That'll bring up Jacob Lott. 5 walks and 1 hit batter. The Rotors have not been able to come up with the key hit. Jacob Lott has 1 of the 2 hits. He's 1 for 2. The bases loaded with orange jerseyed Rotors. That's the slider that catches that outside corner. It's in there for a called strike. Sims, the Blue Raider, throws another breaking pitch, and that missed somewhere. That looked better than the first pitch. Mike Kelly listening in, rooting for his hostee, John Paul Head. Ball 2 inside. So both junior and senior Delgados wrapped up as last year this season. They lost in the regionals, the Carson Newman Eagles. Frankie Delgado and the whole Delgado family. That is fisted out to shortstop. Logan Kroc with one of the easier plays that he'll have all year long. Handles that soft little looping liner for out number 3. So Garrett Sims pitches out of the trouble that he caused. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3 rotors left on base. We are through 5 innings, and I'm going to keep it right here for this one. And we're going to tell you about some of our sponsors that we do have, some that you're hearing commercials of and some that you're not. Of course, Absolute Wellness, seeing the commercial there, United Machine and Tool, Course and Fire and Security. You also have the Rudder. Patrick Patton is back for, I believe, year number 2. First Bank, I think, on for their first year as a sponsor. John Smithson has moved over to a new bank, First Bank. I know they have a location in Goodlettsville because First Bank of Goodlettsville just got done sponsoring the Goodlettsville Little League postseason tournament that I broadcasted over there for Joey Hale and Johnny Garrett and the folks over at the 12U Goodlettsville Little League. Music City Fire and Sprinkler, Ken Brinkley. Of course, Doug Dorn at Dorn Insurance Training Incorporated. Jake Kearney at the Frosted Luau. Ed Spurlock, Jeremiah Bennett over at it's Volunteer Bank now. The commercial, we've got an old commercial that says Volunteer State Bank, but they have rebranded to Volunteer Bank. Not sure if they have a new commercial for us yet. Edge Appraisal, Travis Smith. I think he's been a sponsor every year. He's a long time Full Count Ministry supporter. Been on lots of mission trips to Nicaragua with Full Count. And, of course, the Tabors, Dr. Mary Beth Tabor and Dr. Jason Tabor. Kid City Smiles and Tabor Dental. I'll get to the rest of the sponsors that are listed on my sheet at the next half-inning break as we move to the top of the 6th. And Brady Davis back out on the hill for the Rotors, delivers a strike to Trace Simmons. Wonder if these guys ever tangled in high school. Simmons now down in the count 0-2. He struck out looking and walked in his 2 plate appearances. Davis delivers a breaking pitch low and inside. Simmons, Elijah Stockton, and Nolan Sargent due up to face the right-hander from Clarksville, Tennessee. A pioneer, and he throws a changeup that Simmons swings early and misses that changeup. He's down on strikes. That's the first strikeout of the game for Davis. Simmons now 0 for 2. Brings up left-handed hitting second baseman Elijah Stockton, trying to avoid the hat trick himself. He's got a couple of Ks in the ball game. Looks at the first pitch, breaking pitch that misses. Wright State defeats ETSU 7-5, says Jay Myers. Swung on and fouled off and out of play. A AAA auto glass. Foul ball. I'm a numbers guy. Actually 2 different games. Where was that? I think that was last year on away games. I counted. I know I did it down in Jackson, Tennessee at a Rockabilly's game as that ball's lifted out to left field. Left center field over are the left and center fielders. Elijah Nickel calls off Jacob Lott, who was after that one aggressively, and no collision as Nickel makes the catch for out number 2. And now everybody's getting excited because Nolan Sargent is coming to the plate. And it's not because he's got a big fan club. They want him to strike out. Again, I can't remember now. What do they win if he strikes out? A free beer? What do they? Half price beer for the rest of the inning. Okay, so somebody better be down there in the beer aisle because there's 2 outs. Does it count for the bottom of the 6th too? Okay, so it does count for the bottom of the 6th. Of course, that pitch gets in there for a strike. Talking to Eddie Crittenden, and who's the Rotors announcer, as I think we have a ball and a strike. Again, I can't see the left hand of our umpire. And there's strike two, so they're a strike away. Come on, Nolan. We don't need, these people don't need any beer. Save the beer, Nolan. Save the beer. He's 0 for 2, looking for his first knock. Just drive one out of here. Oh, did it hit the ground? They're going to say he struck out, and there it is. Nolan Sargent strikes out in a free or half-price beer. He went after a pitch that was not a strike, and Brady Davis has faced 4 batters and gotten 5 outs. So he got the double play ball off the bat of Blake Carter, picks up his second strikeout of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on, as everybody leaving the stands to go get half-price beer here at Low House Field. I'm just kidding. I don't see a big line heading that way. We'll get back to our Rhythm sponsors. Marson Hauling, Trevor Marson, he's a new sponsor this year. Cross Driven Construction's back. That's Brandon Shell. MBK Electric. MBK is Matthew Brandon Kleiser. Yeah, I may be wrong on that Matthew. We call him Brandon. So I keep forgetting that M, but it's his first name. He is an electric company. Myers Front Porch, that's Mary Schaefer Gore and Corey Langford. And just in case Mary Schaefer Gore's listening in, I saw your son Riley driving through my neighborhood today while I was walking, and he stole somebody's brand new Nissan Titan. Apparently, he was driving around with some drive-out tags on the truck, but apparently he's got him a real job now. Also want to thank Cross the Seams LLC. That's Chad Cook. I'm sorry, Todd Stinson. Chad, I think it's Cook. K-O-C-H at H&T Carpet. He's been around for a couple of years. Chris Eglin back with the Pizza Ranch. The Local Lemon, Kelsey Kerrigan, and, of course, Martin over at the Meat Sweats. And if you were at the meet and greet on Memorial Day, you got to enjoy some barbecue from the Meat Sweats. Those are most of our sponsors this year, as Garrett Sims back out, delivers low and inside to the leadoff batter, left-handed hitting first baseman Trevor Sotsman. I want to keep saying Stotsman, but there's no T after the S, not the first one. So S-O-T-S and then man, Sotsman, who's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts, facing Sims as he is pounding the inside to these left-handed hitters. Second inning of work for Garrett Sims. Pitched around 3 walks in his first inning. Ground ball to third. On a knee is Merrick, and his sidearm delivery to Carter is in time to get Sotsman for out number 1. Whoops. Out number 1, not runner on first base. So not many ground outs. Let's see if that's the first true ground out of the ball game. We had the nubber right in front of the plate that Jackson Cothran handled. Shane Carnes also a strikeout victim both times he's been to the plate. Looks at a pitch outside. Thanks to all of you who have joined me on Facebook and YouTube tonight. My lovely wife has even been listening in. Sure, she's listening. She's probably not watching. She just likes to know I'm around. We'll have the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate player of the game. I did not even mention a man, Todd Hundley, up there in our sponsors. Those are our specialty sponsors as that pitch is fouled off. Speaking of specialty sponsor, Dylan Dorson, AAA Auto Glass. Back for year number 2 as our foul ball sponsor. Of course, Hendersonville Firefighters Association, Chris Williard, our call to the bullpen. You've heard our Safeware strikeout call a dozen times tonight. Also have not gotten into the Century Steel yet. Keith Hopper and the rest of the Hoppers over there at Century Steel back as a sponsor for, I believe it's year number 3. Is there is ball 4. And that is the 4th walk. Let's see if the bullpen starts to stir, and it does. Over past the first base dugout. Shortstop David Golden stands in. So a runner at first with 1 out. Golden also, so 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup have all struck out until this inning. Sott's been grounded out. Now Carnes has walked as Golden takes a called strike. Matthew Reinhart waiting on deck. He breaks the string in the innings after as Cawthorn has to scramble on that pitch that got down. These guys would have faced each other in the TCCAA. That's the Tennessee Community College Athletic Association. Garrett Sims at Columbia State and Jackson Cawthorn at Motlow State. Now they're teammates. Sims now of 2-ball, 1-strike count to Golden. Got a issue out in right field. Oh, ball got out of the bullpen. Ooh, that doesn't look good for whoever's throwing over there in the bullpen. See what's going on in the other OVL sites as another pitch stays down. The count goes 3 balls and a strike. Madisonville Miners now lead 9-4 over the Paducah Chiefs. Henderson Flash have come back to take the lead over the Hoppers 8-7. Does not tell me what inning. I have to go there and find out. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks. That's now 5. As Golden runs down to first base. And timeout called as Josh Carmen comes out of the bullpen. And this will be a Hendersonville Firefighters Association call to the bullpen. We'll take a quick break and tell you about the new pitcher when we return on the Full Count Broadcast Network. Call to the bullpen for the Rhythm, number 30, Braylon Hall from Lee University, 6'2", 170-pound right-hander from Knoxville, Tennessee, attended Farragut High School. He was a state champion a few times. Business administration major over at Lee University in the, where is that, Bradley County. I think Cleveland. There we go. Cleveland, Tennessee. He's the son of Scott and Suzanne Hall and has a nana in Lenore City. He is being mentored by Tanner Sandell, and he will be on in relief of Garrett Sims, who goes 1 1/3 innings. Gives up no hits, no runs to this point, but the 2 runners on base are his responsibility. He walked 5, struck out 2, and he faced 9 batters. Logan Harrell started the game, goes 4 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts in his 4 innings of work. He faced 17 batters in the game, struck out 10 of them. Pretty solid performance from the right-hander from Trevecca. Braylon Hall on to try to preserve the lead here for full count in the bottom of the 6th. He will face Matthew Reinhardt, who has not been retired yet, been hit by a pitch and walked as Hall misses with the first pitch. Top of the lineup in the on-deck circle. Runner at second, not off very far at all. As ball 2 is outside. Hall, 4 appearances this past year at Lee, all in relief, 4 innings of work. Couple of strikeouts. This is down low there. He's gone 3-0 to the hard to pitch to Matthew Reinhardt, apparently. Four-pitch walk. That's not what Josh Carman was looking for. But we just ended the 6th somehow or another. How did that happen? Let's get back. We'll get there. I don't know what's going wrong with my bases are loaded. Maybe that's what happened. Bases are loaded. We do have 1 out. The top of the lineup, that is now 5 wide by Hall. I think we have everything set here. See if I can get the count right. Check swing, pop up. That will get over to the shortstop, Logan Kroc, for out number 2. Check swing there by Owen Phillips. So another little flare out to Kroc at short or the second out. Now Elijah Nichols stands in. He's 0 for 1, walked a couple times, struck out once. And Hall trying to wiggle off the hook. Misses with the first offering, low and outside. Jake Merrick at third, Logan Kroc at short, Elijah Stockton still at second base, Blake Carter at first. Pitch and swing and a miss, or a foul tip into the mitt. This is umpire Chris Lewis behind the plate. Todd Kent down at first base, and in the middle of the diamond right now, Randy Brown, who handles the left side. Foul ball and out of play. AAA Autoglass foul ball. 50 times on average in a game of the 2 games that I recorded. About 25 apiece is how many times these teams foul balls off. There's a slow roller to third. Going to be a tough play for Merrick. He charges gloves, throws to first. He gets him. What a play by Jake Merrick to get Elijah Nickel right at the bag for out number 3. Nice charge. He threw off the correct foot, and nice stretch by Blake Carter as the Rhythm get out of another bases loaded jam. That's 6 walks in 2 innings, and all 6 of them have been left on base. No runs, no hits. So Garrett Sims going to give a big handshake to Braylon Hall. Came in and got the Rhythm out of the jam. Well, great job there to preserve the lead 2/3 of the way through this game. Full count keeps the 3-0 lead. We've got a bunch of you listening and watching on YouTube and on our Facebook page. Appreciate all of you listening in. Roger Perez down in Miami. I didn't see that. That probably was earlier. Roger, Jaden Perez's dad. I was waiting for Jaden to get to the plate. Roger Perez, Jessica Perez, they're down in Miami. Jaden's got Jenna and Jesse. Also, I think they're probably down in Miami. Nanny and Abuelo and Abuela in Miami. Waiting on a Jaden Perez sighting in this ball game, a left-handed hitter from Volunteer State Community College. As I said, 3 pioneers on the Rotors squad. Brady Davis, who's fixing to get the ball from A.J. Armstrong. They're 2 Vol State pioneers playing in this game. Jaden Perez waiting for his opportunity. Saw all 3 of them before the game. They came up to the press box and the press area here and said hello. They're actually all rooming together as first pitch swinging leadoff batter Logan Kroc fouls that one off. A AAA autoglass foul ball. Kroc 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. So thanks to all of you joining in on the broadcast. The first game of the year for both teams. Get that 1-1 pitch. Again, you don't smell smoke at ballparks very much. I'll turn the crowd mic up. Maybe that'll get rid of the smoke. I don't think that's how that works, but another AAA autoglass foul ball that gets out of play. I'm not sure if those are ever found. Those trees, the tree line right behind the press box and down the third base and left field line as Davis tries to paint one on the outside corner, but too much movement on that fastball carries it into the right-handed batter's box. Kroc, of course, is a left-handed hitter. He gets the slider on the outside corner, and Davis picks up another strikeout. That's his third. And Kroc strikes out for the third time, so he's got the hat trick tonight. Lou D'Alessio stands in. 1 for 2. 1 of 2 singles. We've got time called out as we've got the first base umpire coming down, and he has just pointed into the full count dugout. And I'm not sure if he might have just ejected somebody. I don't know if he's pointed in there. He's talking to the home plate umpire about something. And the home plate umpire is duly noting whatever it is. So I'm not sure if it's a warning or what's happening, but probably never know until we get on that Anchor Transportation bus driven by Steve, our bus driver, back for year number 2. As I will check in with Josh Carmen. Not sure what happened there. First pitch to D'Alessio is high and inside. Yeah. Breaking pitch all in the middle of the plate for called strike. So D'Alessio grounded out to the pitcher in the first, singled to right into the third, stole second, stole third, and came into score on John Paul Head's ground out, and then walked in his last plate appearance. Smokes one foul. There's the foul ball between the legs. Maybe that's what Reed Glover was talking about. It was between the legs of Carson Call Me Pig Howard, third base coach. He is the hitting coach, or so designated, for the Full Count Rhythm this year. He's back in Hendersonville after finishing at the University of North Alabama. Played for, did he play for 3 years? He might have played for 3. There's a ground ball to short. Golden up and over to first. Retires D'Alessio. And there's 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Not a lot of ground outs to either squad, actually. Not the traditional. Jake Merrick's had a good game. He's 1 for 1, been on base all 3 times he's come to the plate. Singled, drove in a run in the first, was hit by a pitch, stranded at second in the third, walked and scored in the 5th. Looks at ball 1. Another of the UAB Blazers. So all 3, D'Alessio, Merrick, and John Paul Head on deck from the University of Alabama, Birmingham. Merrick hitting in the 3 spot. Mario Gonzalez listening in down in Latin America. Mario, are you in Honduras or in Nicaragua? As that breaking pitch catches the knees in the strike zone for a called strike. Gonna have to brush up on all my full count managers. That ball's drilled out to left center field. Back goes Nickel. He's not getting that one. It plugs the gap. Merritt continues his hot streak, and he pulls up with a do-dat double. Our first of the year. Craig Sinnard over at Do-Dat Communications, sponsoring doubles and double plays for Full Count Rhythm batters and fielders. Merrick 2 for 2 with a 2-out knock. Gets John Paul Head an opportunity to drive in a run. You know, I could just go to fullcountministries.com, find out everything I want to know. Head looks at a ball outside. Mario Gonzalez, Honduras Ministry Director. There you go. You can go to fullcountministries.com too, see all the ministries doing for baseball players in Middle Tennessee, down in Middle Alabama, and in Nicaragua. Hit high out to right center. It's not high enough or far enough to get to the wall. It's in shallow right center field. And on comes Matthew Reinhart to make the catch to end the mini threat in the top of the 7th. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, 1 runner left on base. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th inning. Brady Davis now concluded 2 2/3 innings of work as we go to the 7th inning stretch. We'll be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
United Machine and Tool has been manufacturing the highest quality projects for a wide variety of industries for over 35 years. We deliver high-quality CNC machine components and fabrication projects from prototype to production. United Machine and Tool is committed to quality and excellence in the manufacturing industry. We're located in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Check us out on the web at umttn.com for any manufacturing need. That's United Machine and Tool, a proud sponsor of the Full Count Rhythm.
Hey, I've been thinking, bank fees can seem pretty cruel. Well, they did until I went to Volunteer State Bank. I found a bank with a local personalized service and free checking. Yeah, may I present to you Kasasa. Now, it's kind of like my checking account is paying me instead of the other way around. Visit one of our 11 locations or anywhere you have a phone. Real people, real solutions right here. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Let's get back to Full Count Rhythm Baseball action on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
Bottom of the 7th we go. Rotors looking for their first run. The Rhythm trying to shut them down. First pitch by Braylon Hall misses inside. 3, 4, and 5 due up here for the Rotors. So we had the 7th inning stretch. I had to get out of my seat. And it takes a little bit to get back into it. In the tight area. Here up in the press area, the broadcast area where the public address announcer is, and Eddie Crittenden, the Rotors broadcaster. All now gone 3 balls in a strike. Rhythm pitching relief pitchers that have trouble finding the strike zone for the most part. But there's a swing and a foul ball above a Full Count Ministries full count. 5 walks by Garrett Sims, 1 by Braylon Hall. And the full count pitch is inside for ball 4. Second walk of the game by Hall. Came in with runners at second and third in the 6th inning. Walked the first batter that he faced, but then got a little weak pop out to the shortstop. Then a slow roller to third where Jake Merritt came up and made a very nice play to throw out Elijah Nickel. Now A.J. Armstrong takes a healthy hack there, comes up empty. He's walked twice, grounded out. Looks at a pitch down low. Ball comes set. Looks over his left shoulder at first and delivers another swing and a foul tip into the mitt. And Hall ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He gets Armstrong swinging for a Safeway strikeout. First strikeout of the game by Hall. And the first out in the bottom of the 7th. Jacob Lott, the left fielder, stands in. He's 1 for 3. Strikeout single on a little pop out to Logan Crockett short. First pitch he sees, whispers at the outside corner for a called strike. Throw over to first. Henson back in time. Swing and a miss. Hall's been successful when he's been in the strike zone. Faced 5 batters, has retired 3, walked the other 2. A slide by Jackson Cothran behind the plate as that pitch missed way outside. Just missed with the breaker. They got 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I believe those are the numbers that our home plate umpire put up. 2-2 pitch is out. We'll have a Full Count Ministries full count to the left-handed hitting Jacob Lott, L-O-T-T. Lott from Holmes Community College. Swinging a foul tip. It could not be held on by Cothran. Eric Alexander, he's a mentor in the Full Count Ministry to Tim Dixon. 3-2, ground to 2, second. Could be 2. They're going to go and get the only out they can, and that's at second base. Elijah Stockton delivers to Logan Kroc to get the lead runner. Lott reaches on the fielder's choice. Slow roller there. Pretty tough to try to turn 2 on that. Now 2 outs and a runner at first. Trevor Sotzman, left-handed hitting first baseman, stands in 0 for 3. A couple strikeouts and a ground out. Runner takes off, pitch is taken. Throw down is one hopped, and Lott reaches on the stolen base. Ball's getting wet now. The late night coming up on 9 o'clock Central Time. And that ball one hopped off the grass. So Braylon Hall said, "I'd like a dry baseball, please." He was accommodated. Looks back and now delivers a tapper foul at the plate. Out goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Alter State Community College, the #1 team in the country in JUCO baseball Division I. They play in the Tennessee Community College Athletic Association. They're playing for the championship tonight against Salt Lake. Ground ball chopped to second base. Stockton has that, and over to Carter for out number 3. As Hall pitches around another leadoff walk, and Sotzman is now 0 for 4. That will take us to the top of the 8th. Gets late early around here, they say. It's a little homage to my buddy Mark McDaniel, public address announcer extraordinaire, who's hanging up the microphone for good. No longer back. We've got a new PA announcer coming for Full Count tomorrow night, folks. If you're in the Sumner County area, Nashville area, come out. We'll be at Drakes Creek Park, field number 3 tomorrow night for the home opener against the Henderson Flash, last year's champion. And game time is 7:05 between Full Count and Henderson Flash. And we'll be broadcasting right here on Facebook and YouTube as we do for every game, or most all of them. And but you can watch live and in person the Full Count Rhythm as they take on the Henderson Flash in game number 2, but the home opener for Full Count. Love to see a huge crowd out there at Drakes Creek number 3. It's an artificial infield turf and grass outfield. Beautiful new artificial turf that they've put in there. The Parks Department has put that in, got that installed, and it looks very nice. Top of the 8th we go. Jackson Cothran facing Brady Davis. Looks at ball 1. Cothran took a 3-0 pitch in the back. That was the last batter that Blake Althusius faced. Davis has missed now the first 2 to the left-handed hitting catcher. Jackson Cothran 0 for 2. A couple of strikeouts and a hit by pitch, and now he's pitch away from drawing a walk or another hit by pitch. Davis out for his 3rd full inning of work, and there is a 4-pitch walk. Cothran now has reached the last 2 times he's come to the plate. First walk of the game given up by Brady Davis, the Ball State Pioneer from Clarksville, Tennessee, former Clarksville Wildcat. There were 9 Clarksville natives on the Ball State roster this past year. 4 of them from Clarksville High School as Blake Carter takes a called strike, grounded into a double play. He was the first batter that Davis faced. And Davis induced the 6-4-3 double play off the bat of Carter. He's 0 for 2 with a walk, looking for his first hit of the ball game. Throw down to first. Cothran knows that ploy right there, and he's back in plenty of time. On deck, Trace Simmons. Nobody warming in either bullpen. Breaking pitch sails right across the plate. Carter might have been fooled on that one. Davis stretches and delivers. That's going to catch that outside corner. It winked at it on its way by and enough to catch the corner. First out is a backward K on your score sheet. That brings up Trey Simmons. He struck out twice, also walked. Stands in. It might be Simmons' time. Trace had a great year at LMU. At 346, throw over to first. Cawthron back while I'm looking up information. Trust me, he was back in time. Simmons, a starting catcher for LMU as a freshman. Cawthron bluffs at first. The pitch goes inside to Simmons. Played at Beach High School. Josh Carman was a former head coach at Beach High School. Now Chris McWhirter, former Vol State Pioneer and former right-hander in the Chicago White Sox minor league system. Got drafted out of Volunteer State. Originally attended Alabama, did Chris McWhirter, but he's had his team at the state tournament. Well, they did not get to the state tournament. They lost in the sectional. Runner goes, pitches a strike, throw down, and Cawthron's got a stolen bag. That's a century steal of second base by Jackson. Don't call me Josh. Cawthron? Josh is his dad. First stolen base of the year for Cawthron. Very athletic catcher, now in scoring position for Trace Simmons. 1-1 count. Davis delivers. It's inside. Simmons has to pull the hands in. Davis with a long look at second base and a breaking pitch chopped to third. A.J. Armstrong looks the runners back, throws a wet ball over to first, and that was a lollipop. And I'm sure it's hard to try to grip that wet ball, but he got it right to Sotzman to retire Simmons. It didn't look good coming out, but it looks good in the scorebook. 5-3. And that'll bring up Elijah Stockton, who's 0 for 3. Stockton struck out twice and is flown out to center field. Looking to see if he can drive in the fourth run of the ball game, or maybe even drive in himself with a long ball to right. Again, a very short fence in right field. By my Google Earth search, about 225 down the right field line, but a 60-foot at least fence is guarding the fire and safety building that is right behind the right field wall. The pitch is away for ball 2. 270 in that right center field alley and 370 out at the furthest point, but not just too far to the right of dead center. It's about 335, so it's not long. And that slice into left field, is it going to get down? Nope. Jacob Lott's going to come over to the fair line and make the catch. That ball stayed up too long for the rhythm, and Stockton flies out for the third out in the 8th. You get the leadoff batter on via the walk, and he steals second, but the rhythm batters cannot move him along, and they strand another. That is now 8 stranded in the ball game. Keith Dugan, not sure if he's, I'm just now looking to see to tell Keith Dugan it's 225, I think, down that right field line, 270, 225 down the right field line, 270 in right center field. So apparently you were thinking about what I was wanting to say, as we will go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Braylon Hall back out on the mound as Jonathan Stewart, one of the 4 catchers on the Full Count Rhythm roster, is warming him up while Jackson Cothran gets his gear on. And Braylon Hall will face 7, 8, and 9 in the Rotors lineup here in the bottom of the 8th. Trying to find the Walters State score if I could, but I don't think. For some reason, the website I'm looking at is not showing me the live stats, so I'm not sure really what's going on with the live stats, but they are playing Salt Lake Community College tonight in Grand Junction, Colorado. As I might have to go to ESPN, but I'll do that later on. You guys are not interested necessarily in Walter State. I've called 6 of their games this year, 3 at Ball State and 3 at the state tournament, where they won pretty handily, actually, as the first pitch to Shane Carnes has him turn away. Hall delivers a fastball out, as there is action in the Ball State bullpen. And now I see a right-hander loosening in the Rotors bullpen as a swing and a miss by the catcher, Shane Carnes, brings the count to 2 balls and a strike. Another swing and a foul tip into the glove of Jackson Cothran. Count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 hits in the game for the Rotors, a single by Owen Phillips, single by Jacob Lott. All the other base runners have been walks or strikeouts, and there is a Safeware strikeout. Well, that is a nice breaking pitch snapped off by Braylon Hall to get the backward K in the book for out number 1. That's his second strikeout of the ball game. 14th of the game by Rhythm pitching. David Golden, the shortstop, stands in. He's been a strikeout victim twice. Takes a breaking pitch for a called strike. Hall feeling that breaking pitch all of a sudden. On for his second full inning of work. He came in relief of Garrett Sims, who went 1 1/3. No hits, no runs. Trouble with the strike zone. He walked 5. Struck out 2. Faced 9 batters. Hall gets a ground ball off the bat of Golden over to second. Sidearm throw to Blake Carter. Retires Golden. And the first 2 down for the Rotors here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Matthew Reinhardt, the right fielder, number 9 hole hitter, stands in. He is the Jake Merrick of the Fulton Railroaders. He has just been hit by a pitch. It's the 4th time he has reached base. He has been plunked twice, and he's been walked twice. He's 4 for 4 on base. As the Rowald family up in Illinois checking in, supporting and rooting for the Full Count Rhythm this summer. Jacob Rowald, player for the Rhythm last year from Bellarmine. Runner starts to go and doesn't. Grounded to second. A tough hop there, and Stockton has it go off the heel of his glove. And there's the first error of the ball game by a Rhythm player as Owen Phillips reaches on the E4. That you could just kind of see where that hop was going to come, that was going to give Stockton some trouble. Now runners at first and second with 2 out. The 2-hole hitter Elijah Nichols stands in. He's 0 for 2. Couple walks and a strikeout and a ground out. Braylon Hall going to have to wiggle off a hook again. Fly ball out to right field, right center field. It's going to get down. 1 run will score. DeLessio gets it in, and there is the first run of the ball game driven in. It is an unearned run. An RBI single by Elijah Nickel. Got a line drive out to right center field just to the left of Lou DeLessio. Phillips ends up over at third. And Matthew Reinhart finally pays off. He scores the first run of the year for the Rotors. Third hit of the game for Fulton. Let's see if this is Chris Henson. It is the DH. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts and a walk. Now the go-ahead run is at the plate. Phillips, who reached on the air that continued the inning, is at third. That ball's going to get away from Cothran. And we'll have to see if that's a wild pitch or a pass ball. As the runner moves down to second. Off the fist, charging is Stockton. He gloves, throws on the run quickly to Carter. And that retires Henson for out number 3. So could have been worse for the Rhythm. Stockton redeems himself with the nice play on the slow roller to second. But an RBI single by Elijah Nickel scores an unearned run for the Railroaders. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 runners left on base. We are headed to the 9th. It is 3-1. Rhythm lead. We'll take a quick break and be right back on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
You might get to nap, but your money doesn't. Like right now. At Volunteer State Bank, it's working hard day and night, earning 4.5% APY. Playtime, drive time, anytime. You could be out with friends or on vacation. But your money, it doesn't take a break. You've worked hard for it. Now let it work hard for you. Open a free Kasasa Cash checking account today and earn 4.5 annual percentage yield if qualifications are met on balances up to $15,000.
Safeware is there when response is critical, assisting in the classroom as you shape the future of America, helping you build roadways and infrastructure for tomorrow. With protective solutions, innovative technology, and leading technical services, Safeware works tirelessly to provide our nation's workforce with confidence in their safety. Before, during, and after, Safeware is there.
Top of the 9th we go. New pitcher on for the Rotors. Number 21, Nick Arnett from Suffolk University. He's a senior, 6'4", 210 from Placerville or Placerville. Don't know. Honestly, I don't know. They got a bunch of from California on this squad. The son of Kevin and Deborah. Looks like Placerville, but I wonder if it could be a Placerville. Anyway, he's from California. He's on that left coast. He is on in relief of Brady Davis, who goes 3 2/3 innings. Brady gives up 1 hit, the double to Jake Merrick. Davis strikes out 4, walks 1 batter, does not allow a run in the game. And he faced 12 batters. Gives way to Nick Arnett. Pitcher of record at this point is Hayes Melville, if the score remains the same, and Logan Harrell, who went the first 4 innings. Placer, Mark Dixon says Placerville. All right, thank you, Mark, over there in Vermillion, South Dakota. He's the father of Tim Dixon, the young man who's staying at the house of Tim and Susan Reese this summer. The first pitch to Nolan Sargent misses outside. 9-1-2 due up here for the Rhythm in the top of the ninth. Check swing, and they're going to say that's a strike. I don't think on the swing, but on the call. It looked pretty close to the pitch that he swung at, and was the excitement of the crowd here as it became half-price beer for the sixth inning. Nick Arnett, a right-hander, facing Nolan Sargent, the left fielder from Belmont University. That's where he played last year. That pitch misses. He's not from there. He's from Chattanooga. Macaulay High School, the son of Scott and Leah Sargent. Papaw and Granny and Nanny, all in Chattanooga. Brandon Jaggers, his mentor, as he draws a leadoff walk here in the top of the ninth. By my count, that is 8 walks given up by the Fulton Railroaders pitching. Hayes Melville started, Blake Althusius, Brady Davis, and now Nick Arnett as Logan Kroc is looking. Let's see if they're going to ask him to lay down a bunt. A.J. Armstrong not coming in, bunted, but foul. Armstrong was back a couple steps behind the third base line, not expecting the bunt. Need to get a bigger computer screen so I can see the chat better. Swinging a foul ball, AAA autoglass foul ball. Jana Swope. We know her. She's the wife of Brad Swope, the trainer for Full Count Rhythm, who happens to be the across the street neighbors of my son and daughter-in-law. Throw over to first and run her back in time. Wilson and Anna Reese, neighbors to the Swopes, and they are also host family to Hayden Choate, pitcher for the Rhythm. Runner goes, pitch is high and away, and no chance to throw down to second. A stolen base for Sargent. Now runner in scoring position, so the bunt probably no longer to be used by the Rhythm. Carson Howard, the third base coach for the Rhythm. Jonas Smithson down at first base, wearing the coaches' helmets. Arnett delivers. Popped up. That'll get out of play. Over in the AAA autoglass area, Jairo Rubio. That's how you say that name. Jairo. Jairo. It's just how you say it. It's not J-Ro. Don't call him that. He'll answer because he's a nice guy, but you just call him Jairo. Ask him for some chicle. Nice take there by Kroc on a pitch. Too much messing around with my computer. I think we have a 2-ball, 2-strike count. And the pitch. Well, apparently it was a Full Count Ministries. We'll put it up there at Full Count Ministries, full count. And now, ball 4. And that is, I'm telling you. Ball 4. Now we got it. Back-to-back walks by Arnett brings up Lou D'Alessio. He squares around a bunt. Breaking pitch in the dirt. Nice stop there by Shane Carnes behind the plate. Or just call him Rubio. That's what John Smithson, I know, calls him. There's a guy right there, no formal language training, and God just gave him the English language. Growing up in Nicaragua, that pitch catches the outside corner for a called strike. Not squaring around a bunt that time. D'Alessio, who's 1 for 3 in the ball game, singled and scored in the third. Also walked in a couple of ground outs. Looking to get a ball in a gap here and run for a little while. Arnett delivers. Cracked out to left field. That's well hit. Jacob Lott back, but he makes the running over the shoulder catch to retire D'Alessio. The throw gets by second base, trying to advance and not making it is Sargent. He is thrown out by the second baseman, Owen Phillips. That will end up being a awkward double play. D'Alessio flies out for out number 1. The old 7-4 to 5 retires Nolan Sargent. I assume he did not see Phillips backing up the play. And that'll be up to Jake Merrick, who has been up to the task all night long. He's reached all 4 times he's come to the plate. Single, double, been hit by a pitch, and he's walked. So Kroc is on at first base. Let's see if he's off with the pitch. He is not, and the pitch is low and outside. Arnett struggling with Merrick at the plate. John Paul Head on deck. 3 balls, no strikes to Merrick. But the pull out are first. Placerville, Brandon Jaggers texts in, says he was just there a few days ago. And there's a 4-pitch walk. Thank you, Brandon. Didn't see the text there. John Paul Head stands in. First and second, 2 outs. Breaking pitch at the knees on the inside corner for a called strike to, surely they call him JP from time to time. 0 for 3 tonight, but he's got a couple RBIs. The game winner, or right now the lead run, RBI on a ground out in the third. Also reached on an error, smokes that one over the head of Carson Howard down at third base this time. Haven't heard the text going off, so those of you that have been on my on the back line just now looking at those texts, so appreciate you informing me of things. As we move along here, I'll try to think about, hey, maybe somebody's texting me from time to time. I put up my email address up there. There might even be some emails. Pitch in the dirt, and it is an all-natural surface here at Low House Field in Fulton. Brooke Carmen has even emailed me during the game, the queen of the Full Count Ministries. Arnett looks back a couple times at second and delivers. Stroke to right field. That's going to get off the fence. Played nicely. No, Matthew Reinhardt drops the ball, and that's going to score a run. So a single and another RBI by John Paul Head from UAB. He gets his first knock of the ball game. And the Rhythm lead 4-1. So a big run right there. Brock comes in to score. Merrick moves down to second. No chance that the outfielder is going to be able to get to that. The question is, will he be able to field it cleanly? As now Jackson Cothran comes to the plate, and he pops this one up in the infield. To the left side, A.J. Armstrong with the arms out wide, and he struggled with that one, but he makes the catch for the final out. But the Rhythm put another one on the board and get the run back they allowed in the bottom of the eighth. One run on one hit. No errors in the inning. 2 runners left on base. We will go to the bottom of the ninth and full count as a 3-run lead, 4-1. And we'll see if looks like we got a new pitcher. We'll just go ahead and keep it right here and have a Hendersonville Firefighters call to the bullpen. I'll learn right along with you. I think I know who it is. I'm going to have to look, and because they said, hey, we're waiting on our closer before we can close the bus door and head out. He was, I think, the last guy to get on the bus. Number 26, Peyton Vaught. He's from Virginia Military Institute. He is a cadet, 6'2", 205-pound right-hander, rising sophomore from Amelia, Virginia, Amelia County High School, an English major at the academy. The son of Robert and Carrie Vaught, brother to Anna and Jack, grandson of Papa and Nanny. They're in Lynchburg, Virginia. Staying in the host home of Eric and Tina Stewart, and former full count Rhythm player Jack, the All-American Boy Armstrong, is his mentor. He got 5 appearances this past year with VMI, all in a relief. He had a couple of strikeouts in those 5 appearances, coming on to try to close the door. Last year, the leader in saves in the Ohio Valley League was a now former Vol State Pioneer, Jack McLaury. He had 4 on the year for the Paducah Chiefs. The Paducah Chiefs, the only other team in the Ohio Valley League that has Vol State players on their roster, and they have 3 as well. A couple of pitchers and a first baseman from Vol State. But I know what I was looking for on my phone. I was looking for our Full Count Ministries verse of the game. As A.J. Armstrong stands in, and he takes a strike right down the can from Peyton Vaught. Vaught as in V as in victory, A-U-G-H-T. Off-speed pitch misses inside. Ball and a strike to Armstrong, looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of walks. Now 2 balls and a strike. We're going to get right out of the chute. We're going to have the Full Count Ministries main verse. You're going to look it up. 1 Corinthians 9:25. Many of you out there listening probably know as Armstrong fouls that one off. Full Count Ministries verse of the game. We'll try to have that every game for you. At home, we'll have it after the game. Here we're going to have it before the end, as we need to pack it up quickly. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last. But we, those who follow Jesus, do it to get a crown that will last forever. Swinging another foul ball by A.J. Armstrong as he hangs tight. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 Corinthians 9:25, the mission verse of the Full Count Ministries. And now my son is offering suggestions. Maybe I should. Maybe I should do dub. I don't know what it is. I haven't read it yet. I'm reading something different. Romans 10:9. Well, that's a good one, too. We'll do that one tomorrow. Full Count Ministries, full count pitch is ball 4 down low. And Armstrong draws his third walk of the ball game. I called him during the season AJ Walk Armstrong. He has been on base 3 out of 5 times. Romans 10:9. We'll do that one tomorrow. Glad to see that my son is listening in. It's 9:31. Is little E and Lucy Drew already asleep? Nah, I doubt that. It'll be a different verse tomorrow. Oh, well. Jacob Lott, who had a big single in the 4th inning, stands in, takes ball 1 as Vaught is now struggling with the strike zone. He's throwing it hard. Popped up on the left side. I don't think it's playable as Nolan Sargent gives it a look. A AAA autoglass foul ball into the bullpen. Little E is asleep. My 5-year-old grandson already down for the night. We're going to have to get to the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate player of the game, and I'm going to go with Logan Harrell. 4 innings of work, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, a plunked batter, and 10 strikeouts is our Chick-fil-A of Rivergate player of the game. We need a sponsor for our alumni spotlight, too, as that pitch gets in there for a called strike. I like doing alumni spotlights. We had a couple of alums that joined us tonight. Frankie Delgado and Sammy Slaughter popped up on the left side. That will get out of play. Count remains 2-2. A left-handed hitting left fielder. Lott is 1 for 4. Rhythm pitching has scattered 3 hits in the game. They've only collected 4 themselves. There's only been 1 extra base hit. There's a shot into right field, and that gets by the right fielder, John Paul Head. Bounces off the wall. He collects, gets it back into the infield, but that'll be a single and an error, moving runners to second and third. And now the tying run comes to the plate. Single by Lott. E9. Allows A.J. Armstrong to go to third and Jacob Lott to get to second. So the 4th hit of the game, second for Lott, brings up Trevor Sotzman, who's 0 for 4. Corners are in for the Rhythm infield. Now shortstop Logan Kroc is backing up, as is Elijah Stockton. Swing and a foul tip into the mitt by Sotzman. Struck out his first 2 times he came to the plate and then grounded out twice, once to the third baseman, once to the second baseman. Low and inside for ball 2. On deck, Shane Carnes, the catcher. Nobody out in the bottom of the 9th. Tapped foul toward the Rhythm dugout. There's our Chick-fil-A of Rivergate player of the game coming out, getting that foul ball. Big thanks to Todd Hundley. He texted the back line as well. He's the voice on the Chick-fil-A of Rivergate commercial. He'll join us on a home broadcast at some point in time. Don't have any room for anybody to join me here. As pitch misses up and 3 balls and a strike to Sotzman. So Zach Williams will not be back on the home calls. Just had a second child here within the last month. 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss. And make that a full count, Ministries full count. And down goes Sotzman. As apparently I'm not keeping up. And another Safeware strikeout. Third time for Sotzman as he gets the hat trick. First strikeout of the game for Peyton Vaught. Now 1 out. Shane Carnes struck out 3 times in 4 plate appearances as well. And takes a healthy cut there, comes up empty. He was looking to tie the game up with 1 swing. There. Last year, the home run leaders came from right here in Fulton Railroaders. And the general manager now of the Roaders, Charlie Forbett, and Cole Sims from the Roaders. They hit 5 apiece and tied Logan Lacey of the Henderson Flash with the home run lead in the Ohio Valley League. As I said, Jack McLaury of the Paducah Chiefs led in saves. He had 4. As Peyton Vaught trying to pick up his first. Misses with that breaking pitch. A.J. Armstrong lurking down there at third base. Tomorrow's game, 7:05. We probably will start the stream at 6:45, 6:50. I'll probably come on to start talking maybe 10, 15 minutes before. Depends on how quickly I get everything set up and feel good and ready to go. We'll try to have a center field camera up there at Drakes Creek Park as the pitch is grounded to the left side. It'll be a tough play in the hole, and a nice throw by Logan Kroc. Gets Carnes at first, but A.J. Armstrong comes in to score. And the lead is down to 2. RBI ground out. At this point in time, full count will trade an out for a run. That brings up the shortstop, David Golden, who is 0 for 3. Jackson Cothran will go out and have a confab with Peyton Vaught. Wearing the number 26. Braylon Hall goes 2 2/3 innings. Gives up a hit. 1 run. It was unearned. As Vaught delivers a fastball that swung on and missed. Just missed with that offering. Hall walked 2. Struck out 2 and plunked a batter. Vaught moves Golden off the plate. Loses his lid during the delivery. We are past the 3-hour mark in this contest. Downstairs. It's like the Miners defeated the Paducah Chiefs 13-5. Here's ball 4. And now the winning run comes to the plate. Second walk of the inning for Vaught. And Matthew Reinhardt, who has not been retired all night long, steps to the plate. The number 9 hole hitter. Before Reinhardt steps in, we'll get a visit from Jimmy Gamboa, the pitching coach. Reinhardt from Willamette University, 5'11", 160-pound infielder and outfielder who's playing right field today from San Jose, California. Will step to the plate with runners at first and third with 2 outs. Would they send the runner, David Golden, who has walked twice, has not stolen a base yet. That he is the tying run. Nobody's been caught stealing. There's been 1 pickoff, but I would not advise a pickoff attempt here. If you do that, a run's going to score, and the tying run's going to get to third if you throw it away. So Vaught, a couple walks in the inning, a single, and 1 error. Right now, that is an unearned run that is scored based on my just quick look. Matt Reinhart, they call him. Matthew on the roster. Swings and misses at a fastball. Can't catch up there. It may just be power baseball. Again, we will close up shop here pretty quickly as Henderson Flash has defeated Hoptown 17-7. In on the kitchen there, and a dribbler down to the first base coach. And the Rotors down to their final strike. Runners at first and third. Reinhardt 0-2. Vaught comes set and delivers. Fastball swung on and sliced right over the Rhythm dugout. Thanks for joining me all night long here. Those of you that have stayed with me on the broadcast. Got almost 60 of you watching on YouTube. The 0-2 breaking pitch. That looked like it was right down the can. I was waiting for that umpire to throw his hand up. We got 41 on Facebook, so we got 100 of you tonight, right around. 1-2, that's right down the can, and a Safeware strikeout ends the ball game. A backward K in the book. Vaught picks up the save, picks up his second strikeout. 1 run, it was unearned on 1 hit, 1 error, 2 runners left on base as this game goes final. 4-2, the Rhythm take game number 1. The winning pitcher is Logan Harrell. He moves to 1-0. And the losing pitcher is Hayes Melville. He falls to 0-1. And our Chick-fil-A of Rivergate player of the game, Logan Harrell, who got his first win. So congratulations to Josh Carmen and the Full Count Rhythm players and fans. We'll be at Full Count at DC3 tomorrow in Hendersonville, but we'll be right back here on YouTube and Facebook for those of you that can't make it, those of you all over the country, all the way in South Dakota, joining us on the Full Count Rhythm Broadcast Network. For John Smithson, the Director of Ministry for Full Count Ministries, and Head Coach and General Manager Josh Carmen, this is Tim Reese saying God bless you so long. Thanks for joining me on the Full Count Broadcast Network.
This has been another Full Count Rhythm baseball game presented by Full Count Ministries and Chick-fil-A of Rivergate.